What's up, Football Daily, and welcome to the live stream of Juve versus Man United Champions League group match special tonight. It's a hashtag armchair fans. Almost forgot what it was called, but I'm joined today by two other debutantes.
Dream team.
Sam Obaseki, aka Obatekas, aka anything you want to call him. Pete Dorman to my left. Can't think of a
good.
Yeah,
Cheers.
for
Cheers
you right
for that,
now.
you know.
But
He's
anyway,
the
this
best,
is the only place you need to be watching along to the Juve United game on YouTube. Let's get straight into it because kickoff is imminent.
Yeah,
Lineups.
kickoff is what? 9
Isn't that
minutes
like
away.
9 minutes away.
And before everyone gets confused, Chris
Yes.
and Pato are doing the
Things.
podcast things.
I mean,
Yeah.
Things.
They will be in
They're
here.
in
in
they're
the
in
next
they're
5
in a
minutes,
room
hopefully.
together doing something.
Yeah, they're doing things, but they'll be back. So don't switch
Yeah.
off. You know.
As you can tell, there is a very long sofa here, so they will get filled. And hopefully we'll get some food as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the game.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
we said.
Right, may as well just go through the lineups first. Start with United. De Gea, net obviously, back four of Shaw, Lindelof, Smalling, and Young. I mean, that's kind of been
That's been the same for the last
Yeah.
4 weeks.
He's
hasn't
kept
it?
that the same.
I think that's going to struggle.
Yeah.
I think if you look at obviously up front for Juve, they've got Ronaldo, Cuadrado, Dybala. There's no way Victor Lindelof has anything on Ronaldo or Dybala.
Who are you
Sure.
playing in the midfield?
The midfield is Pogba, Matic, and Herrera as a three. So again,
That's like Herrera's first starting what, like 3-4 games?
well, I mean,
Something like that. I think he did play against Bournemouth though. I'm pretty sure.
centre back though, wasn't it?
No.
Oh no, it was
They would,
McTominay.
yeah.
McTominay went in there.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean that's a fairly defensive
Yeah, he's gone quite defensive.
midfield three.
to be fair to Lindelof though, he did deal with pretty much everything Juve threw at him on in the last meet-up.
I
apart
didn't
from-
watch the match.
Apart from the Dybala goal, I think Juve were actually limited to relatively few actual clear-cut goal-scoring
Yeah,
opportunities.
yeah.
And I think that was credit to how composed Lindelof was in particular. And it was really actually down the left side that we got properly exposed. Obviously, like Shaw and Martial there tonight. Hopefully we won't be exposed as much. But Cancelo and Cuadrado just ran riot. I think Cuadrado created something like 4 chances, one of which led to Dybala's goal. And Cancelo was just running riot as well. So I feel
Well,
like that's
that's
where
a
we
bit
suffered the
strange,
most. But
'cause
tonight Cancelo isn't playing.
if you look at United's back four this season, the one standout player has been Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think Luke Shaw, Lindelof are carrying that back four because Lindelof's when he started the season a bit poor, but he's a confident. Okay, he started it poor, but like he's a confidence player. If once he's got confidence, I think that Juve game, that the first match was really good for him, and since then he's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't watch the first Juve match. It was my first night in Budapest with my girlfriend. It was a lovely time, lovely place. Go visit it if you can. Big up Budapest. But from what I've seen of Lindelof this season and last season, I just don't think he's up to the standard of a United centre-back, a commanding United centre-back.
I think he'll get there. He's still young. How old is he? Like
24.
Yeah, he's still young.
But I mean, I think, like you say, he's such a confidence player, but I think confidence players really struggle under Mourinho.
No, but
Look at Eric Bailly is a massive confidence player. I think he's a better player than Lindelof, but he has zero confidence. He's just been ostracised by Mourinho.
But how are you supposed to gain confidence playing next to Smalling, a player that's actually prone to make a mistake every other?
Yeah, but you can say the same with Lindelof though.
Yeah, you can, but I think Lindelof's obviously had less time to prove himself. I don't know. I when I see Lindelof, I just trust him more. I just trust him more. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, to be fair,
I feel like Smalling has had so many chances, and Phil Jones as well. And it's like I'm not going to just throw them under the bus. Obviously, they've been there for so many years, and maybe he should have been sold at some point.
100% should have been sold.
But yeah, no, I still feel like Lindelof and Bailly is the best long-term option for United.
If after 7 seasons Smalling and Jones don't have like a commanding starting position, then what's the point in still paying their wages? Like, what are they doing here?
Yeah.
You know, United want to buy younger players like Bailly, like Lindelof, and they need to come in with a commanding, established centre-back, which they aren't.
I feel you.
But then moving forward, front three for United: Martial, Sanchez, and Lingard. Sky Sports have it: Sanchez starting in the middle, Lingard on the right, and Martial on the left.
That's fair. I think Sanchez played well in his last game up top. I think he's more useful there because he can make those runs in behind. Pogba can find him. Like, he just seems happier.
He does. He actually does there. Like he actually seems like he had a bit. I think he had a lot more fun against Bournemouth. When he didn't seem to have to drop deep as much.
Yeah.
And I guess that's credit to Martial's form as well, just because he's been so good at carrying the ball from midfield into attack. But yeah, Martial's got something like 5 goals in 4 games. So I think this could be a big game for him if we do get chances. This is the thing, that Juve obviously was so impenetrable at Old Trafford, and they've, generally speaking, are so hard to get past defensively, especially now Bonucci's back in there. But like, I think United might get 1 or 2 proper chances to score tonight.
But I think it's easier to like man mark Lukaku. But if you're playing with a front three of Sanchez, Lingard, and Martial, Lingard and Sanchez are constantly moving.
Lukaku brings a really different game. Lukaku's his hold-up play he's not as dynamic. He's not looking to obviously gas people. His game is that he gets the ball, he holds it up, and players play off him, as opposed to rotation in that front three and pulling defenders out of position. Sanchez, again, when he's playing out wide, he just looks like he doesn't want to be there. He also drifts. He goes where he wants. This is the thing. Yeah. And if he's playing central, he kind of has the freedom to kind of pick up those positions in between the lines. Yeah. And I mean, it's not a very commanding front three.
They're walking out now.
No, but at least there is movement there. Yeah, at least there is a bit of tenacity there. I don't know. Like I think Sanchez. I think when he was at Arsenal, I think they used to play him in the middle sometimes just to try and switch things up, and I think it generally did have a fairly good effect. But I don't know. Yeah, it's still really hard to see how we'll get through Juve tonight. But it's good to have Lingard back there, because I think that was one thing we were missing against Juve in the last game, because there was just no real. Often there was just a disconnect between midfield and attack, and if Lingard can drop into that kind of 10 role, if he gets the chance to, and is able to kind of link up with Pogba a bit, carry the ball a little bit more, then that's something that United have definitely been missing. I think Pogba's been kind of the only real guy who's been able to do that.
Yeah. What to progress the ball?
From midfield, and obviously like Matic hasn't been in great form. I think it's difficult, but then also
Matic started the season fantastically as well.
Yeah.
But I think with Pogba, in the last few months has been United's best player, but he has received one of the most criticism.
And that's because he is the best player.
This is the thing. He is a focal point. He is a kind of heartbeat of that team. But I was at the Wolves match a couple of weeks ago when we drew 1-1, and watching him from the stands, he was fantastic. He dictated the pace of the game. He was the reason United looked good going forward. He did make the mistake. He turned the ball over in the middle of the park that led to Moutinho scoring. Yeah. But the fans around me, the fans on the train back to London, a lot of them were like vilifying Pogba, saying that he cost him the game, that he shouldn't be doing that. And the kind of player he is an expansive player. He's an aggressive player. He's going to try and take on people. Granted, we were slightly exposed and it wasn't the best decision, but the other 89 minutes, he was phenomenal. He made one mistake and it led to a goal. That's football. That happens.
It's easy to scapegoat your best player, though. Easy. But
and that was the assist. He assisted Fred. The one that came up, and he was literally just like a dead touch straight to Fred's path. It was unbelievable. Nobody mentioned that on the train home. Everybody was like, "He's horrendous. He should be dropped. Why is he doing those silly turns? All that." It's like it's a player you signed.
Yeah. So it's just a very simplistic way of viewing it, isn't it?
So the teams are out now.
They are indeed.
Dorman, what's the Juve lineup?
Juve lineup got Ronaldo up top, Cuadrado, Dybala behind him, Benker, Pjanic, Khedira as a midfield 3, Bonucci, Chiellini, Sandro, and Desciglio in the back 4, and then Szczesny.
No Matuidi.
Blaise Matuidi is
I believe he's on the bench. As is
Cancelo
as well. Cancelo, despite being so good in the last games, on the bench.
Mandzukic also on the bench.
Yeah.
That's still a strong team, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Juve, there's no doubt about it. Juve are a strong team. I think United will 100% be in the back foot for all of this game. Yeah. I think Mourinho will set up the typical against a big team. He will just look to like damage limitations, which again isn't really the way United United of old would play.
Of course.
You know, I think I read an article earlier in the week that Ferguson said he never played for a draw a single game of his life.
No.
Whereas, you know,
he's probably lying, but
I mean,
you know.
yeah, but the thing with Mourinho, you lose count of the amount of games he seems to.
Wow.
Look
who's here. Hey, but as they come in, let's give our score predictions.
Where's the space on the sofa? What are you up to?
Well, we're
how much space do you need?
Yeah.
Shuffle over.
Vince had to move over.
Oh, what's happening in the football?
Just about to
Just
kick
about
off.
to
Nice.
Perfect timing.
How was your time alone, lads?
Well, you know, not perfect.
Well, that's a weird way to describe it. It was actually lovely. We had a great time. We had a fireside chat.
Is this where I'm going? I feel like this is the only opening, and I know
Don't say that.
I'm a little bit thick, so.
Are we audible yet?
Yeah, we just.
Because otherwise you guys should talk.
Yeah, otherwise there's
Hello.
just silence.
Yeah. It's like radio silence.
So sorry for the late entrance, guys, but we're just filming a podcast, Sunday Vibes Extra Time, and we just did a little bit on AC Milan, who are not in the Champions League.
This is an exceptionally aggressive start from Manchester United.
Yeah, that's what
Are you excited about it, McCubs?
I'm well excited. I've actually got good feelings tonight. I'm going to say 2-1 United. That's my prediction.
2-1.
2-1
2-1?
No
Yeah.
chance.
You're scoring 2 goals.
I'm just being very optimistic
I don't know,
tonight.
man.
I'm just feeling
fair.
optimistic.
I reckon it'll be 2-0 Juve after 60 minutes, and Mourinho will bring on Fellaini and we'll just pump balls into the box to no one.
That's
He will
not
score.
gonna
I mean,
work.
that would be a disappointing end to the night, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? For sure. What is United's lineup looking like? Is it quite progressive? Are they going for it?
It's actually quite defensive. We've got Herrera in the midfield as opposed to Mata.
Yeah.
And then our usual back four. Sanchez through the middle up top. But Lingard's playing, so...
More movement.
Yeah, okay. Which you've needed in
I think that's a
recent
good
weeks,
idea.
shifting it into the final.
This
third.
is a lovely pair of kits, I've got to say.
That's what a lovely pitch.
Juve are playing the Christmas tree, which aesthetically on a phone looks glorious. Look at
Oh,
that.
the old Ancelotti.
Quadrado and
Ancelotti
Dybala
special.
apparently in attacking midfield. Bentancur, Pjanic, Khedira.
Oh.
Excellent.
I'm screaming
at
1-1. I'm screaming 1-1 though. I reckon it'll be 1-1.
There's way.
Can I move my mic to a more central
You
position?
always put it really far wide and left.
It's because otherwise it goes weird on my shirt.
He only speaks out the left side of his mouth like Popeye.
Oh, that's true.
Exactly.
Exactly like Popeye. Love spinach. Gunned.
I had some spinach last night, actually.
Gummed.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's a quality anecdote. Save it for the second
half.
half.
Oh,
Incredible
mad.
kick from Shez.
Panic station.
mad.
Impressive.
look at that.
He is garbage.
He's got an, he's
That's
got
a foul throw. That's
got
actually
an
a foul
elite World
throw.
War II haircut.
He's given a foul. Oh my gosh.
Has Martial
That's
gone
embarrassing.
full
Well,
Doogie
well
Critchley?
cool.
It's very good that we've actually got the maximum possible space between Dorman and
Yeah,
Obaseki.
this is planned.
No,
you are an
you know what?
unworkable
We've been
combination.
calm. I don't. We've been calm.
Yeah,
today,
so
innit?
far.
Yeah,
nothing's
You
happened
haven't
yet.
even said much yet.
If you manage to have
2
a fight
minutes into
before
the
the
game.
game.
So what sort of questions are we getting pre-walking
Is
in?
Dybala world class?
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? I wasn't being serious. Let's just move on. Let's move on.
Mate, he's got multiple Serie A titles.
I think he is. I think he is.
Oh, you think he? Oh, that's
I
big
think
of
he
you,
is.
Sam.
I think he is.
Oh, well, good. I'm
sure
glad
he's happy about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. He's
Probably
probably called his mum.
Have we decided on what food we're ordering as well? This is genuinely the most unplanned live stream we've ever
That's
put
an
together.
incredible pass.
It'll probably be the best though. So.
In fairness,
We should put it up to vote from the
No, we
audience.
shouldn't. That's
No.
horrible.
No, that's mad because they'll say something like
I'm
that.
not eating some nonsense
I think
that
it'll
our
be right.
stupid fans.
Oh, hello.
Ashley
That's
Young.
George
on the
Wright.
That's stupid.
Ashley Young finding a bit of space on the right hand side here.
Did you wait? I saw a stat.
Ashley
I
Young
saw a
thought
stat
that
the other
should never
day.
happen
Yeah,
again.
how he's got the worst
Nice,
cross accuracy
Sanchez.
in the last 5 years in the Premier League.
Right on cue.
Right on
He's
cue.
one in the
Spanks one
rose,
into
Oh
out to
my
Milan.
The worst of
Puts into
anyone in the
orbit.
Premier League in the last
No,
5
it
years.
was something
Wow.
along those lines, innit? But it was
I mean,
mad.
realistically, he should have retired when he hit bird poo.
Interestingly, StatsBomb had an article about fullbacks today, and obviously Man United's 2 first-choice fullbacks, except Valencia and Young, are both going to be 33 next season. And Ashley Young, his defensive numbers have really popped this season. They've gone a long way up, but he's doing almost no attacking work anymore. No deep progressions, no key passes, no crosses completed. He's just sitting defensively.
Who's that, Valencia?
Oh, no, this is Young.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when
Because
you,
what is he,
and when-
31?
Oh, well, he's
33.
32, like
33.
32, 33.
Still looks
And when
young,
you look at, but it has a knock-on effect. So when you look at Pogba, where Pogba's defending, overwhelmingly having to cover that left-hand side to cover for Ashley Young, or the right when Ashley Young is playing on the right. So
Not
it's
great when you're Pogba and already having to do the running
Yeah,
for Nemanja Matic.
it already destabilizes your whole team basically, and So I don't know. Man United, their priority needs to be a set of decent fullbacks. I mean,
no, but also centre backs. It's just a better defence. Generally.
But I feel like you could at least imagine a way where you'd say, look, we're going to play really attacking football, and as a result, we're going to prioritise fullbacks because they will just bomb on, and at least mean we can outscore sides. Whereas currently United can't outscore teams and they can't defend deep. So what's the point of them?
And you're saying Luke Shaw's not a good enough fullback?
No, Luke Shaw's fine.
I missed what you said
trust him.
by and large, but do United need attacking fullbacks in this current system? Like, is that central?
What is
to
this
the way
system?
they play?
What do you mean by system?
But again,
because I genuinely don't know.
I feel like we probably do, considering that I'd say Darmian is our best defensive fullback, and he can't get a game.
Also, if you look at the success, if you look at the teams who have had the most success recently in the Premier League, City with Kyle Walker, Mendy,
fullback is one of the most important positions.
Alexander-Arnold, Robertson. These are all very attacking fullbacks.
I also think they have enough money to get a fullback who can both defend and attack. So Wan-Bissaka is the guy who I like as a right fullback.
He's really good.
Huge defensive numbers. 20 years old, homegrown. Also great attacking numbers, like loads of deep progressions, which are basically passes into the final third, completed passes. Pretty creative as well. Loads of dribbles. So I just think, if you get that guy in who's 20 years old, if he doesn't turn into a star, it's fine, you can resell him. But he looks like a much better prospect than any of your other options.
So I'm not questioning the importance of fullbacks in a modern era. We've clearly seen the benefits of being able to go, to a back three, inverted fullbacks coming into the midfield, and how they're almost invaluable to an attack-minded side, and a pressing side as well. But I'm saying if Jose Mourinho stays on at Manchester United, if he sees out the winter transfer period, do they need to go balls to the walls for a fullback when I don't feel like they're that important to this current United setup?
I think they're not important though because they're not good enough. I think if you had better fullbacks, you can do more with them.
I mean that's a fair comment, and Diego Dalot is apparently the man at right back, isn't he? Hopefully he'll
can whip a mean ball.
He'll take Ashley Young's.
Yeah, that's fine.
I personally think just centre backs are
making a good start in this game.
Centre backs are more pressing. In my opinion.
So me and Pat, when we tried to rebuild Manchester United in the podcast, I actually thought Wan-Bissaka, I thought the sample size for him at the moment, whilst undoubtedly having loads and loads of potential, is too small for a club like Man United to take a risk on him, although they just signed Diego Dalot.
And you can make the same point about Luke Shaw. They're giving Luke Shaw a huge contract on the basis of a very small portion of a season when he's been perennially injured.
I suggested Thomas Meunier. So you two as Manchester United fans, who'd you go for, Wan-Bissaka or Meunier?
Stop getting that. I don't like him. He's not great.
Yeah, Meunier is not that great.
What makes you say that?
If I get into it, you'll get into me. But I've not seen him perform in it. I've not seen him have a.
He's much more of a
game.
wing back than a solid right back in a four.
He was fantastic at the World Cup.
Yeah,
he was great at the World Cup.
None of his numbers really pop to me. Like he's good. He's
I
good.
think he's good to go now.
Yes,
he's good to go now.
He is, but I think Wan-Bissaka is as well. Wan-Bissaka is currently a Premier League standard fullback and is actually one of the better ones. Like I completely agree. Give him the rest of the season, but I think at that point he looks perfectly primed. Like
if his numbers are even like 2/3 of what they are now at the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly. He'd still be like in probably like the 80th percentile for defensive numbers. Like currently he's one of the top 10 players in Europe for tackles and interceptions per game. That is mental. He's 20 years old and he's lethally quick as well. Like, don't get me wrong. I think whenever you sign young players, you accept a certain amount of pain, right? You're like, they're going to make some mistakes and things are going to go wrong. But is the risk worth the reward? Probably, yeah. And can he be worse than their current options? I'd argue no. It depends how much he costs. That's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, because, Palace wanted 75 million for Wilf Zaha. So they know. They're in that when you're in that Premier League wheelhouse, you can just pretty much charge what you want, can't you?
Yeah. But then you look at other stuff. You look at Johnny, who's on loan at Wolves this season.
What a weird signing that was, by the way, because Madrid signed him and then loaned him out straight away, didn't they? And he's not young.
He's 24, I think. He's great though. Yeah, but I think they were relying on Felipe Luis, and Felipe Luis is now starting, or they were thinking maybe this season Lucas Hernandez comes through, and nothing's quite materialising there. But also Simeone is super resistant to change. Like He's still playing Juan Fran. Exactly the same position. Statsbomb covered this too. Like, they've got 2 starting fullbacks who are 33 years old, both of them, Juan Fran and Felipe Luis. I would be thinking about maybe transitioning into fullbacks who can run.
They tried that with
or at least
Vasalco,
walk.
didn't they? And he was very resistant to. Oh God, Juve on the edge of the box here. Yeah, kind of replacing Juan Fran in the long term with Vasalco. And Vasalco, it was another one who had a great World Cup. Had solid numbers when he played. Made 20 plus starts, and then all of a sudden he was sold. Like, fullbacks always. Simeone's fullbacks have always kind of. I don't know, confused me in that
they're
sense.
Not the
attacking, qualities he's looking for.
And they're not attacking a lot this season, and it's a real problem for them. You know, like Diego Costa's taking fewer shots than at any point in the last 5 years, and he's taking 1 shot a game pretty much. It's horrific. So I mean, they do need that kind of attacking impetus from fullback. And if I were Simeone, I'd look at it and I'd say, you know what, Godin at centre back is going to age better than my fullbacks. And also, I don't want to turn over my entire defence at once. So I'd turn over my fullbacks as soon as possible. And then in a year or 2 years, then maybe move on Godin. And that, I think that would be
Young. What a mistake.
I think that
he could have delayed that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Dybala. Was that Bentancur?
I think that was Bentancur.
Who broke in? Yeah. Have we got any fan questions for all those guys on the sofa?
Rifling through them now.
Good man.
At Red Dev now.
Nay.
At Red Dev has asked, should Jose drop Lukaku when he's back from injury or play Martial or Rashford up front?
I'd probably bring him back in. I don't know. It depends how off the pace he is when he comes back from injury. But I think this would probably be a good break for him. I think he's probably the first part of this season's probably been his worst run of form in years.
Those high-profile misses leading people to kind of forget how good he actually is in my
goal
opinion.
scoring.
Yeah, but I don't. But what set him apart last season was not the fact that he scored, because he didn't. You know, he probably could have scored more last season. But I think what's been lacking is his all-round game this season. Like, he hasn't been as involved in play at all, whereas last season he pretty much led the attack single-handedly at times.
Again, though, his shot numbers are massively down. I think he's taken a couple a game, and he's taken a whole shot less than Alvaro Morata, who everyone seems to have a massive issue with. So, I mean, that is troubling, because Lukaku has historically just been great at getting good shots. I mean, everyone thinks he's good, right? But it's not the worst thing for him to have a rest. He's barely missed a game in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's probably been good for him to have this injury, but in some ways, because at least he'll be able to come back.
I agree. I think he played a full 90 in like 12 of the last 14 games he featured in, and the other 2 were friendlies for Belgium. Yeah. So he was just kind of mentally and physically fatigued to the extreme, it would appear.
Yeah, sure.
Ashley Young has been getting forward,
and he only
early
scored
doors,
2 of them.
And as a result,
he's getting
Juve are getting him behind him.
Just a huge diagonal across.
He can't do, but he's not a two-way fullback. No. I was going to say anymore, but he wasn't a fullback for most of his career. Like, the thing is about United's attack, right? Even without Lukaku, you still look at them and you're like, this should be a good enough attack in the right system to beat the majority of teams they come up against. You know, a Martial, Rashford, Alexis with support from Pogba, Lingard, and Mata. Like, there's plenty there.
So to the United fans on the sofa, which is McCubbs and Dortmund, what do you think about Rashford playing through the middle as opposed to Lukaku? Do you think there should be more of an element of rotation there, or are you very much of the mind that when Lukaku's back, Rashford goes back out to the right?
I mean, maybe it's difficult, because I just think Lukaku is by far our best centre forward, and I think no matter what you think about Rashford's development and whatnot, you can't just not play your best striker.
Yeah.
That's just my personal view, and I'd love to see Rashford in those going through the centre, but he's played on the left particularly well, I think, over the last 3 years now. Like, Van Gaal was the first guy to put him out there.
Yeah,
and he's more used to playing.
Oh my God, Matic has just been yelling. Oh no, that wasn't Matic. I was about to say Jesus.
I I like Rashford out wide because he's so direct with the ball at his feet. Him and Martial, they run, they take players on.
And he literally can't create. He's not a good passer. Like, he's okay. Well, no, he's not.
Who,
okay.
Rashford?
He's not good at all. Like, Rashford's not a very good passer. So I think what you want is him finishing chances, not trying to create them, because he's just not good at it. Like, I mean,
when you're playing him as like an inside forward.
When you're playing him on the wing, you're
essentially
playing him as a second striker.
Yeah, it's like an inside forward. You want him to cut in.
Whereas Martial, you can say to Martial, create, and Martial can do that. Like Martial produces a couple of chances a game. That's very good for a wide player. Rashford has never had that in his locker, and it's possible he'll grow into it. But generally speaking, like the type of player he is, he can be a better version of it. But the type of player he is likely to be pretty set. You'd have thought. So, I mean, I don't know.
But I mean, I think if you're looking for a player to actually lead that line as a centre forward, I can't look past Lukaku.
Yeah. These are all very sensible answers, which is why I'm going to go over to Sam Obaseki at the end of the sofa. Who do you rate more so, Martial or Rashford?
Martial, easily.
Okay, so Martial and then...
The rare sensible opinion.
And then Romelu Lukaku or Rashford down the centre at the moment. Not based historically, but do you give Rashford a run of 5 games, say down the middle, and see if he can produce? Because that's where he sees himself long term.
Yeah, but for me, he just looks nervous in front of goal. Like every time I see him in front of goal, like he's not got that striker's instinct. Like,
and you know what that looks like to not have the striker's instinct playing with us.
No, but you know what it is. Lukaku, he's having a bad run of games, yeah, but. You know he's still got in him. Like we've actually seen him in the last few years.
But I know what you mean. Like Rashford, when he plays off the left, he's got that one finish he loves, and he's great at it. You know, when he's just coming in, curls it, and that's fine. And it's really difficult when you go from that to like playing a totally different position and having to find different finishes.
Well, going back to what McCubbin was saying, Lukaku. Mourinho was sticking by his man, wasn't he? And playing him through that bad form. Yeah. And as much...
He's going to hit it.
Ooh, rasping drive there from Ronaldo.
He's quite deep.
As much as Morata is maligned, at least when Morata isn't scoring, he's still
involved in the game. Yeah, he's still involved in the game.
Romelu Lukaku, even when he came on for the last half an hour in his last Premier League appearance, and I was watching it, the opposition escaped me right now. He was playing like he'd started, like he'd played the first 60 minutes. There was no pressing. It might have been. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He wasn't pressing. He wasn't linking up play. There's a couple of moments in the centre when he exchanged some tidy passes with Pogba. He wasn't competing for aerial duels. He just looked generally disinterested. And I think McCubbin's right in the sense that I don't know if the problem was as much mental as physical, and maybe a little stint out is just going to help him get that hunger back.
I don't know if
it's something harder to quantify with Lukaku.
I don't know if United play to his strengths though. Like this year, I've seen him drop deeper more than he ever has in his career, and he's getting exposed. Yeah. Like every time. Ooh. That's why everyone's just onto his touch all the time, because when he drops deep, every time he's getting the ball, it's just bouncing off him everywhere, and it's just like, I think that's giving him less confidence as he gets closer.
Now he's got more to do.
He's frustrated.
And then he's got Young. Yeah, he's isolated, and then he's got Young and Shaw delivering the ball to him, and it's not.
Morata was having a similar problem. Did you see Ruud Gullit's analysis of Morata?
Yeah. He proper went in, like he was like backing him in it.
It was actually really good. Sort of like a rare moments of Match of Day 2 when I was like, this is really good analysis, not to dig out Match of Day 2. But Ruud Gullit was saying that sort of because of Chelsea's their wingers' tendencies to become inverted and go inside, Alvaro Morata started to change his game and occupy those spaces so he can play 1-2s with Pedro, with Willian, with Hazard. Yeah. And it means that he's not in the box as much when crosses come in, which is sort of like his food and drink. Yeah. And then it kind of compared 2 or 3 different movements. Obviously, you can't legislate for missing an absolute sitter, which he's done on more than one occasion. But I thought that was a pretty good observation. And you think it's the same thing sort of happening with Lukaku?
Yeah.
I think you get penalised as a striker more if you miss sitters. Like this is the thing with Morata. There's this perception that Morata isn't a good goal scorer. Morata's been an incredible goal scorer his whole career. Like problem's often been other things rather than his goal scoring. But like the thing is, when he misses, he tends to miss like sitters in the same way that Cavani does. Yeah. Yeah. And so when
Cavani's ruthless with his like when he misses, he doesn't say it, like he doesn't make it affect him. Like I feel like with Morata, when he misses a sitter, his head goes down.
Cavani, yeah. But then on the other hand, like I mean, recently it's nice that he started scoring again. Like I do agree, like the way he reacted to having a bad run of form last season is not what you wanted to see. But
Ronaldo! Lucky.
But the idea that he's not a good goal scorer is just like patently untrue. Same about Higuain, same about Cavani. Both those guys turned out all right.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're missing sitters, the good thing is they're at least getting those chances.
Yes.
This is the thing. You know, the worst thing about a forward is that if they're not getting those chances.
Same about Sterling. Like there's always been this joke about Sterling having terrible finishing. But I remember a friend of mine called Bobby Gardner wrote an article for The Ringer where he said, look, the thing about Sterling is he continually gets really good chances, gets on the end of good chances. He wrote that article, and then last season happened where Raheem Sterling got, 18 league goals?
32 contributions.
Yeah, so it was just...
Since the start of last season, he's contributed to the second most goals, hasn't he, in the Premier League?
Yeah, so actually chance
That's
getting is chance getting is more important than chance finishing. Actually, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo and Robert Lewandowski over the last few seasons, only once in the last 5 seasons has Cristiano Ronaldo outperformed his expected goals, which means he basically runs at exactly the level you'd expect. The chances he gets, that's pretty much the number of goals he scores. And what distinguishes him is not that he's an incredible finisher, it's that he is amazing at getting high quality shots in the box. That's because his movement's great, he takes shots early, he's two-footed, he's good in the air. But it's not that his finishing is brilliant, it's that his shot getting is brilliant. And exactly the same for Lewandowski.
And this season at Juventus, I think he's averaging 7-8 shots a game, and 5 of them are coming from inside the box, and the next nearest person is on 2.5, and I think that might be Dybala, closely followed by Bernardeschi, and we use that as a metric to compliment him. This is a guy who gets 5 shots off in the box, but then you think, why
he doesn't score 5 goals a game?
He doesn't score 10 goals over 2 games, does he? So if you're missing your only chance and it's high profile, which has been the case with Murat on a couple of occasions, hasn't it? I remember him taking 7 shots, I think, in the Europa League the other night as well, and not registering one on target. Yeah. Again, that goes back to he's still generating chances. Then, you do get panned for it. But yeah, I think his mentality as a main man has got to change, and it has done at the start of the season. And Sarri's given him some tough love, man.
No, he's been honest with him, innit?
He said there's a top player in there somewhere, and when he was asked post match when he scored that brace last weekend, will he get there? He said it's up to him.
But it's true though. You can tell he's got the ability. He just needs to be confident.
He's definitely more talented than say Milik, who's got decent goals every time he's played for Napoli, and was decent under Sarri, except when he was injured for a long time. Even Higuain, I would argue that Morata is more physically gifted than Higuain. He's faster. He's a better dribbler. He's actually better in the air as well. So the only question is like what he gets out of that ability. So I don't know. Like I'm still optimistic about Morata's future. And if you ask me now, if you said to me in January, we take Aubameyang now and you get Morata in return, I'd take that.
Ooh, what?
I'd take
that. Let's do that, bro. let's get that done.
You would swap out Aubameyang for Morata?
Aubameyang's look, I like Aubameyang for us this season. He works for us, but for the long term, Aubameyang's 29.
Strawn's allergic to players over 20.
Aubameyang's
it's because he's older.
He doesn't just expire at the end of the season. He's done at least 3 good seasons.
Has he? He's 29 years old. He's going to be 30 very soon.
Do you think
that Aubameyang's still going to be great at 33? Like, look, don't get me wrong. I think Aubameyang will probably turn into a pretty decent poacher because he's always been good at finding space in the box. But Arsenal's attack's really old. So that's the way I'd look at it. I'd say you can have one player in your team who's maybe 32, 33, but Arsenal also have Mkhitaryan, who's 30. We have Ozil, who's 30. Like we have Lacazette, who's 27. We have Danny Welbeck, who's 27. The only young attacker we have is Iwobi. So from that point of view, it makes sense for us to get a younger guy, and that's the reason. If it weren't for that, then I'd say, you know what, Aubameyang is the better player. But if you want actually a prospect for the future, Morata's a very good young striker. I say young.
How old is
he's now 25, I think. Yeah. So you've still got at least 5 good years in him, and even after that, he'll probably there's a decent chance he could turn into a useful player in the Giroud mould because he's exceptionally good in the air. So if he can improve his link-up play, and lest we forget, when Giroud came to Arsenal, he was a good creator, but he wasn't the player he is now at Chelsea. You know, he was still kind of like developing that side of his game. So.
Classic Lindelof clearance.
No, but those are awkward though.
Ooh, touch! Paolo smoking on the edge of the box.
Oh my god, he's killed him.
Oh.
He's absolutely murdered Chris Smalling. Go back to the news this morning.
There were literally 6 players on him and he retained the ball.
What are you doing?
All of Smalling's dreadlock just fell out after that.
Was that Chiellini?
Let's get a few more fan questions because we've not rattled through quite a few, and that's the whole point of the show.
I haven't really looked at them. It's a question from Boogeyman74. Can Liverpool and Tottenham still make it out of their respective groups?
Did anyone watch the Tottenham game last night? Because I was on a train back from...
I watched the highlights.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I mean, if...
They had like 30 shots, I think.
No, Spurs should have scored more.
I mean, Spurs was still the much better side away from home against PSV when they ultimately drew 2-2.
PSV are terrible now.
Yeah, what Spurs did, it was really odd in that game. They were the much better side with 10 men, still going for it, scored the goal, put themselves ahead, and then reverted to being defensive. And that, I mean, statistically, and this, I read a sort of great article on this in StatsBomb. Being conservative and playing out for the draw not never really works, but is pretty counterintuitive. So I think they just need to trust themselves a little bit more. And last night, it sounds like they fully went for it after going down.
They played such an attacking lineup as well. But I mean, like they were just going through PSV at will last night. I mean, I think Tottenham are going to struggle because they need to beat Inter, I think, by 2 clear goals or by a result better than 2-1, and then they need to better the result that Inter get against PSV against Barcelona away. Yeah. So they need two big results there. And don't get me wrong, I think they'll probably beat Inter at home, but getting a result against Barcelona away is exceptionally unlikely.
Unless Barcelona, I mean they've qualified already, right? Am I right in saying they've at least guaranteed second? Unless by that point you hope that they're resting players.
Yeah, but if Inter beat PSV, they can't better Inter's result. And if Inter get a draw, they've got to beat Barcelona. I mean, it's almost impossible. Whereas Liverpool, I still think PSG are odds on to finish third in that group.
No,
I think same.
No,
I think PSG
they've got Red Star
well.
Belgrade away and then Napoli at home. Is that the last two?
No, they've played Napoli twice. They've got
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Sorry, Liverpool.
Oh, right, yeah. They've got God.
Yeah, so Liverpool. Does that not better than PSG? No, say PSG. No, because PSG and Napoli both need to play Red Star.
Oh God.
So say that's 6 points, 3 for each of them. That means Liverpool, if they need to beat one of Napoli, or Napoli at home, or PSG away.
They've got Napoli at home now.
Well, they've got Napoli at home. Yeah, but PSG. Yeah, if they need a point from PSG away, that would be rough. But PSG are not impressive at the moment. I really don't think they are.
If PSG beat Red Star, they'll go top, and then
God, it's very difficult to do this without the table in front of you.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking.
So Leipzig, I'll be there tomorrow, boys. Will you be tuning in on this unknown channel that we cannot name?
Can't wait. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Liverpool have got a better shot than Spurs as well.
Yeah, 100%. But I still think they'll do it.
Who's the top of Liverpool's group?
Is Napoli and Liverpool are on 6 points.
But it's like 6 points, 6 points, 5 points. Yeah, so I mean, it's.
I think even Red Star are on 4.
Yeah, but that's because they beat Liverpool though.
And drew with
PSG.
It's not bad.
I mean, by the way, we played Red Star in the Europa League last season and beat them away from home. And I remember everyone was just like, "Oh, Red Star, they're a joke." Well, Liverpool. Bit embarrassing.
That second goal against Liverpool was an absolute humdinger.
Yeah, Pavkov, your boy Pavkov, just Marco Marin doing bits.
Pavkov, he looked like a bouncer. The way there's so much power behind it.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, he just absolute brick shit out.
Imagine having a striker who's 6'4" in this day and age.
Let's get some more. Every time I think 6'4", who's that? Is it Daizuba up front for Russia?
No, Zhuba. Is he that big?
No, not or Zhagov.
Zhagoyev. I don't know. They've got some massive.
Or the guy who plays up front for Huddersfield is absolutely huge.
Meunier.
He's not Meunier. He's so broad. The other guy. Depoitre. Oh my God, he's not a footballer, is he? Come on.
He's enormous.
Let's get some more fan questions, Dom.
The Dawn 21 has asked, who is your surprise package in the UCL so far? I don't know whether that says team or player.
This end of the sofa? Who are we thinking?
Maybe Red Star, after the result yesterday. To be fair. I mean, Liverpool were rubbish, but for such a a small team to be holding themselves in that group is pretty amazing.
It's pretty impressive.
I'd say Napoli.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh! Do we expect that from? I mean, I expected Napoli to compete.
No, I expected them to fall off though. When they lost Sarri and Ancelotti came in, I expected them to fall off.
Absolutely.
They look a bit stronger.
I thought they'd finish third in that group quite comfortably.
I mean, the attack's pretty much running exactly the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, so
they will get worse over time. Like they'll lose, but I mean, you'd love to take over a Sarri team, right? Because they just last night when they were playing well, PSG just couldn't get the ball off them.
Yeah, they're so well drilled.
They're so good, but like I don't know.
Did you say that's Sarri or Ancelotti though?
No, I think that's Sarri. I think that's Sarri. Like,
but Ancelotti's great at just nurturing that what has been drilled into them already. His ego is not such that he has to change anything or put his own personal stamp on it. He did exactly the same thing with Bayern, didn't he? But
yeah, interesting teams.
Monaco
have been surprisingly horrific. I'll say that.
Oh God, I saw all the goals that they conceded to Bruges.
They're taking a mick, man.
I'm kind of delighted. I don't even care.
Why?
Because I think it was such.
Why are you asking Van Straat why he's enjoying?
Because I think hiring Thierry Henry was an act of such incredible stupidity.
Oh,
what's that for?
Oh, offside.
No, it's been pulled. It's been pulled back.
For a free kick.
Wait,
why didn't he want to play on?
hiring Henry was what?
Oh yeah, that's
such an act of
That's
stupidity. I think it was ridiculous move.
That's why.
I think they thought that if they get Henry, the players will just be gassed.
Yeah, they
wanted
a Zidane-esque response.
That would make sense if you have 10 games left of the season, but you're not. You're building a team for the future. Like, why?
No, but they're not even.
I just don't understand why the ex-players who have limited managerial experience think that they can just go in.
It's a desperate club that takes on someone in that situation.
But they're almost like entitled. Like Gary Neville did it. They feel entitled to be in with a shout of these jobs.
No, but they do know a lot.
No, but all he's done, he was assistant manager in Belgium. The Belgian national team.
Yeah, which is why Chadley's playing.
But it's not Henry's fault that he's been offered that job.
No, I just don't think
he's
it's
accepted
it.
It is his fault. He's accepted it. He could have said no. This is a terrible idea. I'm not remotely qualified.
But I don't think.
Also, how many times has happened?
Given the opportunity, he turns that down.
I don't know. I hate this thing of this idea of you've got to back yourself. I think you have to rationally assess your abilities.
Back yourself at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
he's got to look at himself. He's not going to be completely rational because there's an emotional connection to Monaco.
But at the same time, you could very easily
make career decisions.
You could very easily bastardise your managerial career before it starts.
Yeah, exactly. That's my worry with it. I completely understand why he'd want the job, but I think he could also have just said, you know what, I'm not ready to do this yet. I have no experience of communicating my tactical ideas to a team.
But was that not part?
I don't want to start with a team that's failing in Ligue 1.
I thought he would have seen that role. Luckily, it's Sami Khedira on the end, who's
horrible. Oh my! It's good effort, good hit.
I mean, I can see why he took it. I can sympathise. I think he'd have. I reckon he, having served, under Martinez in the Belgium setup, and how long was he at Arsenal for as the reserve coach or the under-20 coach or whatever?
Not
long.
He didn't.
Not long.
He was doing a coaching job. He was doing a coaching job and then left to work for Sky. Yeah.
And then Wenger told him to come back, and he said no.
Almost very little experience.
I think the gulf of being a
maybe he
underappreciate the task to being a head coach of a Ligue 1 side is massive.
Crazy. It's just he needs to. It's one of those things where if you put me in charge of a team now, would I love to do it? Yeah, but I'd also be I mean, I have an idea of how I want to play. I have literally no idea of how I get that idea out of my head into the minds of the players. And Thierry Henry, I would argue, doesn't have a great deal more experience in that. He hasn't been a head coach, and I just think, I don't know. It seems like a thing that you need to work through. Look at Craig Bellamy at the moment, where Craig Bellamy started working with, I think, under 14s, and he was just this. I'm going to work my way up all the age groups, and I think that's so smart. He was I need to learn just as much as they do, and at the moment they're all talent.
I'm absolutely
no tactics.
An advocate for that stance, but I think
he's got
contextually speaking. Yeah, I mean, it being one of his first club, Monaco? I think that's played a huge part, and that's why I wouldn't want to do it. That's why I wouldn't want to do it.
Surely that should make the decision even more weighty.
No, I don't think he actually understood how.
I think a lot of high-profile footballers, it was the same with Ryan Giggs before he took the Wales job, when he thought he was kind of perfectly entitled to the Swansea job or the Leicester job, and the owners of that club absolutely made the right decision going for more experienced head. But with these guys, they don't want to do the hard yards lower down in the league, do they? So
what it shows you that footballers, even guys who are intelligent football players, and actually Thierry Henry, I think, comes across as an intelligent man. They are stupendously arrogant in a way that
100%.
In a way that is a real problem for their careers. It's ridiculous, and now we see more and more managers who never played the game.
What a save!
Oh my!
Because
God.
they know it well. They know as soon as they get it once, they're
so
stock.
lucky.
There's a bunch of players, ex-players, who are obviously in unique positions. Neville was one. Obviously, maybe Henry should have taken that as a warning. Henry being another, these high-profile players. And Patrick Vieira did his apprenticeship at Manchester City, didn't he? Kind of served under Pep's tutelage for a little while, and he's he's having a horrible time of it in Nice. So there's not a formula to this, is it? And
Zidane but at least he's got more experience.
And he went to New York City FC, and like he was the elite development squad coach at Man City. Like I mean, I don't
touched upon that.
Yeah, like I mean, it's more. It wasn't just reserve coaching. He was also a head coach, like where he had to have the ideas as well as translate.
If you look at like the elite level experience Henry has had, he's an assistant manager.
Yeah, but
again, at international football, which isn't overly tactical anyway.
Yeah, and that's his fault.
That's the core of the issue.
Yeah, fundamentally, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of delighted because I think it's just all his stupid fault. Right, so
what can you order food?
We're getting told that we should order food. Also,
in the slowest manner ever.
Also, I think Benfica are beating Ajax, Bayern Munich are 1-up. Man City are leading through, I think, a Gabby Jesus, possibly a penalty. Was it a pen?
Sterling kicked to the floor, fell over.
Sterling got an inadvertent assist, I believe.
He literally had 10 yards of space in the middle of the box.
That's absolutely sad. He mustn't realise he has this much space.
Was that Ronaldo again?
Guys, Ronaldo squaring it. Yeah.
What is Herrera doing?
He
leaves the man on the penalty spot.
That's an absolutely brilliant ball.
It's like everyone had stopped.
Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, obviously click the subscribe link below. Subscribe button below. Hit us up with your comments. Dorman will be rifling through them at half time. Should we have a couple more before we move into our food order? Apparently Kieran's hungry.
By the way, if we talk about expected goals tonight and you're wondering what it is, obviously you can avail yourself of Google, but also we will be, we should be coming up with a little explainer video in the next few weeks where we kind of take you through it and why we think it's important. So if you've been wondering what expected goals is or why you should care, then stay tuned to the channel and we should be doing that quite soon.
Nice. Dorman, let's go for a couple questions quick fire then.
Tyler James, WTF is Chris's shirt. Have to agree with that one, to be honest. Where did you find out?
Stripes. That
went down well.
Stripe fetishes.
Well, you know. TJ Moss has asked, what are your thoughts on the proposed European Super League?
Oh, God above.
I think I prefer the question about my shirt.
Oh my goodness, God.
European Super League, I think it's the ultimate form of greed. If those 10 teams want to go and play each other all every single week, on repeat, then let them. I think it will be much to the avail of every other club that avoids, succumbing to that greed, that scenario. It honestly really annoys me, actually.
It's just a legitimately bad idea.
And I think it's just terrible for football. It's just how much money is enough money?
Look at Real Madrid this season, how their fans have reacted to losing a couple of games. Imagine if they're in a league with Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Juventus, and they're losing genuinely 50% of their games. Imagine how those fans will react. You're basically saying to fans of all the biggest clubs in Europe who are used to winning 70% of their matches, that's not going to happen anymore. And I genuinely think the clubs are massively underestimating the backlash there'd be from fans. They would be livid.
It would just be boring as well.
Yeah,
it would just be so boring.
Entirely. And I feel like this is to serve some sort of ulterior motive, and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
To make money.
But what else is a pressing sort of agenda? What are these? When clubs do this every now and then, they sort of the big teams sort of flex their power, their status, don't they, in a bid for something else? Surely they actually don't think it's viable, a 10-team league.
I think it's just pure. I think it's purely money. Even if it doesn't end up happening, but it means that, for instance, you could lobby your league to give you a greater share of the TV revenue from that league.
What I'm getting at.
But it's just money. It's still money. It's exactly the same.
It's a bargaining chip.
Yeah, but it's exactly the same thing. It's just about making money. That's all it is.
From Lindelof there. They are robbing Manchester City deep
the amount of clearances he has put straight up in the air.
Yeah, football clubs don't mean anything beyond being corporations. You give them meaning, but they don't have meaning in themselves. It's not that surprising.
Getting
that they're
deep here.
Very
it's just philosophical. It's just true. Bayern Munich talk about it all the time, and Bayern Munich are actually the worst offenders when it comes to this. It seems like they were pretty shady in exploring the European Super League because Rummenigge was doing it whilst keeping it secret from the Council of European Clubs or whatever, which he also heads. So that seems not great. So it's not surprising that he and a bunch of other Bayern executives went to prison.
Yeah, I think the fans give the club. I don't know if I totally agree with that. The fans give the club meaning, not about Bayern, just about clubs being this kind of this uniform sort of clinical definition of the club. the football club that you kind of just articulated. I think if fans give their club meaning, and I think there are guys, it's really hard to talk about when Juventus are permanently on the attack here. And I think often that means a lot of clubs kind of transcend the sport. You know, when the stuff they do off the pitch. I'm thinking kind of St. Pauli. I'm thinking,
I think those are very rare examples.
Yeah, but I think there's like Celtic do an awful lot of charity work. Got a foundation that feed a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean, banks do an awful lot of charity work, but there are multiple reasons they do it. Like,
it's an image thing as well.
Yeah, it gives them tax breaks, and also like optics are important to brands. Like, I mean,
but banks don't have fans, do they?
Well, no,
they've got shareholders.
No, but at the same time, they do need to. Yeah, which actually makes it like even starker. Like, because they don't need to have fans. Like, but they still do it. That shows you that there is a financial incentive to do it.
Yeah.
Like, so I think
what's the motive for a fan who's getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to drive a truck full of food down to a food bank?
Well, they decide what their own motive is, but I don't think that you can really give the club credit for that.
For an individual charitable
I'm
mentality.
I'm optimistic about people. I'm just not optimistic about corporations. Like, this is the thing. Football forces people into a position where they have fundamentally conservative attitudes. Like pro-corporation, so I just think I don't know. I like the idea that there are people who do that.
Romanticises the idea of corporations.
Yeah, I'd give those people, those individuals, credit, but I think to pretend the club means something more as a result of that, I think is extremely generous. That's my take. I just don't like corporations, really.
Well, there you have it.
I mean,
what have we got? Dorman? Is there anything else about like neoliberalism?
Have we decided what food we're going for?
I reckon we should
burger.
Everyone's saying burgers?
Yeah.
Nice. Agreed.
Right.
What are we thinking? Five Guys?
Five Guys is a shout.
Let's be pretty quick about this as well.
I mean, it is it's probably the best like chain burger place, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, what are the other establishments available?
Patty and Bun, Honest Burger, Mackie D's, very reliable. Will never let you down.
Five Guys is at the top of the 439 restaurants in our area, so should we just go for it?
Yeah.
Right.
Get all of them.
Wow, Shaw's giving it away.
It's nice.
Did you just see that from Shaw?
Nice pass from Shaw.
Ronaldo's got his stuck in his feet.
See you, Ron.
See you later.
He's pulled it across the 6-yard box yet again. Dorman, you want to dig out some fan questions while we decide on
Ronaldo's been purely a creator in this half.
Yeah, he's dropped very deep, hasn't he?
And they don't know how to deal with that.
And he's also pulled that wide. There's about 3 balls he's put across the 6-yard box.
Maybe it's a tactical.
Patty and Bun. Okay, let's see if.
For God's sake, they undercut their burgers, by the way, and they underseason them, but they're fine.
Yeah,
they're also a corporation.
Yeah, well, they're not a big corporation.
Do they have a charity though?
Don't know, but I'm sure if they did that, everybody would want to become a fan of Patty and Bun. Want to wave flags. People would say, "Oh, they have the best atmosphere in burger."
Ronaldo.
In Burger World?
I think it said Burger World.
Burgerland.
Burger history.
Right. What does everyone want?
Burger history.
Everyone happy to just go like generic? So
are we doing Patty and Bun?
Yeah. I'll pass it down the line. Sam, you pick first, mate.
So how do you feel about this half, McCubs? You're looking extremely tense.
I thought we actually had quite a good start, but
it's got worse.
apart from that, it's just been.
Wait, say it's where they only do chicken burgers.
Our midfield has just been completely dominated. Matic and Herrera just don't know what they're doing.
Matic getting booked early doors. That's a bit troublesome.
Oh, what a ball from Paulo!
The ball.
Who's cleared that? Herrera.
That was a ball.
Herrera loves a clearance.
This is a lethal ball, and everyone's on side. It's incredible.
I mean, I haven't seen Manchester United put a passing sequence together in the midfield third in a good 25 minutes.
Easily.
About 25 minutes.
I haven't seen
taken Sam Obaseki to choose his burger.
I haven't seen Herrera touch the ball for about 20 minutes until that point there.
But they've had you camped, haven't
100%.
in your box. And you know what? I actually am starting to love Bentancur.
He's been very good today.
Yeah, he's remarkably aggressive, getting forward a lot.
Good little presser.
This is the kind of game where I think if it's level with like 30 minutes to go, it's hard not to see like Bernardeschi winning it for Juve. Like having space on the counter with someone like Bernardeschi is going to be ruthless.
Getting through this sort of half though is
Sam. Come on.
Sorry.
It's like peak, and it going in goalless at half time after facing this many high quality chances is like peak Mourinho. I feel like if it got to the final 20 minutes and it's still like this, then Mourinho would be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, well, put on Fellaini.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't wait.
Yeah, well, fair enough. You know, you're away.
Yeah,
that's all right when you're away.
A draw away to Juve isn't the worst.
It's more when you're like home to Huddersfield and Fellaini comes on.
Yeah.
Having
troubled.
Having lost at home
added.
to Juventus,
Wait, press add to
you kind of need to be
No, but at the same time,
a little bit more progressive.
Oh, no, wait.
The second conversation about how to use a phone going on. Seems to have been resolved.
Listen, McCubbin only just got on the iPhone.
They got a burger called the Whoopi Gold Burger.
Nice.
Sounds weird.
That's what Sam dressed up as on Halloween.
Yeah, can't
Yeah.
Wow.
Or Booker T. Depends.
Neither all.
They're doing a deal though. They're doing a deal though. 10 burgers, 75.
Nice.
10 burgers.
10.
How many of us are there?
There's only 6 of us.
That's all right.
Well,
No,
seven.
Split.
Oh, we've got Mike upstairs as well.
Yeah,
Eight.
true.
8.
Sonny.
Ooh.
Have we asked Mike and Sonny what they want? Can you drop that in the WhatsApp group?
Sorry, you lobbying to get extra burgers, Obaseki? Who says you're going to get one, mate? go to the highest ranking members, which are
we putting chips with
Kieran
these as
Carden,
well?
head of football.
You can all go home.
Thanks, Kieran.
Are we allowed to add drinks and chips with these as
Oh
well?
my good God.
Chips comes
Fill
with
your
it.
boots, mate.
Does chips actually come with it now?
Yeah, yeah. Does it not?
I'm pretty sure they don't.
No, you have to order it separately, I think.
Oh, do put 2 chips.
I'm
there.
saying I can take another 5 minutes here.
God, Sam.
Put 2 chips.
Slowest man on earth.
Pogba! Oh,
I just got our best chance.
little.
Just
Put your neck out there.
oh well.
So you know his first shot on
I
target?
thought something
That
exciting.
must be our
was
first shot on
happening,
target, isn't it?
Do you reckon it is? I think it
I
is.
mean,
think
you were in the Man United were in their box. That was extremely exciting as
I
far
might-
as
might
this
be
game
our
goes.
first.
Were
Yeah,
in
we
the box?
weren't even in the box.
Yeah,
It was from like
outside.
25 yards out.
Almost in the box.
Yeah,
We were adjacent to
you
the
could
box.
see the box. I mean, this does feel a bit like a matter of time,
Yeah, 100%. It's not if they'll score, it's when.
but also they don't particularly care, do they? They can
Can
just,
hit it.
oh God, what are you
Oh,
doing?
that's a corner.
He will shoot from anywhere.
Ronaldo has got to be absolutely desperate to score in this tie.
Yeah.
It just like reaffirms him as.
I think the one he drilled across the box
Wait,
before, not the
two
one for
chips then.
Khedira, but the other
I've
one
got
was
two
a
chips.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100% a shot.
Cool. I've added my burger now.
Thank Christ.
Oh my good God!
Right, here we go.
Just in time for
The
half time.
smoky
Maybe
Robinson.
this is really complicated. I'm gonna feel bad in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh God!
That was such a ball.
That looked like it came off Chiellini's arm.
Right, no. I'm going
Oh,
half.
it's
Nil,
half
nil.
time, and what
What
a
a
half
half,
it's
yeah.
been. 0 goals.
Again.
A little bit more entertainment than that.
Want it gluten free? One of my 2 weaknesses. Not telling you the
Absolutely
other.
shocking sideburn
Add
action
a
from
sauce.
Cristiano Ronaldo there. Horrific.
I'm going to go blue cheese sauce if it's there. It's not there.
God, he's disgusting.
Kieran Carden would only steal it anyway.
What's going on in the other games? Ajax are losing to Benfica.
Add a drink. Is that a can of Coke for $2.50? Because if so, that is absolutely disgusting.
Who's the
Not
other
great.
team in Man City's
Go
group
on.
that's not Hoffenheim or Lyon?
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar Donetsk and
Yeah.
Lyon are beating them
Done.
2-0, I think.
We're beating Shakhtar 2-0.
Oh,
Right, let's
Sorry.
get some quick fire questions then at half time.
you know what? Whatever.
Jay Smith has asked, after 4 games, who's your favourites for the Champions League?
Ooh.
I mean, I think Manchester City are the bookies' favourites, and oh wow, what just happened over there? And my favourites at current, despite losing to who did they lose to? Lyon at home 2-1. Poor, wasn't it? But kind of made up for it by absolutely whooping Shakhtar away from home. I think this is the first time an English club has beat Shakhtar. I think so. Impressively dispatched them. But apart from that, lads, any other shouts? Manchester City.
I think Barcelona always have a chance.
Yeah.
If they grow into the season a bit more. I thought they were really good against Inter yesterday. Probably should have beaten them. Thought
Malcolm
Coutinho was
scored, right?
unbelievable.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they
Malcolm
good.
scored.
Yeah.
First goal.
Fantastic
Proper
goal from
emotional
him.
as well. He got proper emotional.
Why was that? Just because he's been so frustrated waiting for his
Yeah,
chance?
yeah.
Taking a while
He
here.
should have
taking a while.
100% signed for Spurs.
Yeah, come on, Pat,
or
come on,
he
Pat.
should have signed
Shut
for
up,
Take your time,
Sam.
Pat.
Sam, you're fired.
Pat, you're taking your time.
You are.
I am actually taking my time now because I just don't care.
I mean, but the thing with Barcelona is their numbers will no doubt plateau, but like they've been down as conceding, well, should have conceded by expected goals, almost a goal a game, which is
That's a lot.
not exactly watertight. They've been very defensively suspect, haven't they? And sort of heavily reliant on Messi being Messi at the start of the season and Suarez's shot numbers kind of being the best they've been in a couple of years, like averaging 5, 6, 7 shots a game. So
he's actually averaging that much now.
His average. I mean, he had
such a poor start.
In the last 2 or 3 games I've watched, it's been around 6. But I think the average is between 5 and 6 at the moment. Yeah, but it wasn't converting at all, was it, at the start of the season? But that's not entirely sustainable across the course of a season. And yeah, I think maybe they're missing. I don't know. Maybe missing. They've got Lenglet, haven't they? I don't know really what I'm trying to articulate, but I think they're missing a little something to win the Champions League for me, despite the signings all being very good.
Vidal is what they're missing.
Dembele still can't get a game.
And a favourable draw in the knockouts as well, because I think they have had quite tough draws in general in the last kind of 2, 3.
Lost to a lot of eventual winners, haven't they?
Yeah. But got a lot of weapons in that squad though for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Variety. I honestly think that they'll end up with a midfield with Vidal in it, and that will solve a lot of their defensive problems, which currently are kind of coming through midfield because Busquets is not young anymore, but he's never had the legs that Vidal still has somehow. So
I don't think they're going to drop Busquets though.
No, I'm not saying they should necessarily drop Busquets, though you could in some games and play Rakitic instead, I think. But it's hard to advocate dropping Rakitic at the moment or Arthur. But Vidal definitely needs to play because he's the only player in that midfield with outstanding defensive numbers.
Rakitic are pretty solid, aren't they? He's definitely more defensively minded, and I actually think Arthur needs to get further forward. Like, when Xavi was being peak Xavi, it was more advanced, wasn't it, on the pitch? And I think he's could be a fantastic player in that mould. Just needs to get a little bit further forward, in my opinion. Well, we ordered the burgers. I'm absolutely.
I think who are you man's underdogs though?
You what, sorry?
Who's the underdog? Who do you reckon's the underdog this
season? The underdog in the Champions League.
It's going to be carnage, isn't it?
Spurs was such an easy answer last year. Underdog in the Champions League, lads.
I reckon Napoli.
That is
we
actually
not just talk about that?
No.
I don't think we answered it.
No,
that was a surprise package.
God, underdog. Well, I mean, at the moment, it's entirely possible that if they get through, a team like Liverpool just gels in the second half of the season like they did last year.
But could they be classified as underdogs getting to the final?
At the moment, they're not guaranteed to get out of the group, and the midfield looks kind of a bit ropey. And Firmino's been bad or has been benched the last couple of games. And James Milner is probably gonna realise he's 32 at some point and slow down a little bit. Naby Keita getting injured. These are issues, But then again, last season in January, they just went berserk. They were so good, and you still think that's going to happen, really, don't you? Like Fabinho will bed in, Keita will get fit, and everyone will just be pumped to go for a deep run in the Champions League. I think the season will be gone by then, though. They're not going to win the league.
I think they'll still be challenging till February, though.
They will be, but Man City are going to run away with the league. Man City are going to win the league comfortably.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the league by such a long way.
I was going to say, pass that over. And then have you boys
they're in
got what Sonny and Michael want behind the scenes? All right, cool.
Well, they're trying to order for 5 guys.
Just order it off my phone. And then crack on. But who do you guys have down as your underdogs in the Champions League? Let us know in the comments below. Keep getting at Dorman in the comments section. Kieran is replying to all your comments as well behind the scenes. So, by all your comments, I mean
none of them.
Whichever ones directly reference him. Okay, so Dorman, next question.
Throw me under the bus here.
You literally have a list of questions.
Yeah, no, and I'm trying to choose a good
literally
one.
what you're here for.
Brighton fan number 1 has asked, who's the best central defensive midfielder in Europe?
Bentancur. He's not even a defensive midfielder, is he? Really? But
Kante. The fact he's playing a more advanced role this season doesn't matter. He's the best defensive midfielder in the world.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Who's the best defensive midfielder playing as a defensive midfielder?
He's still playing defensively. What? He's still putting up huge defensive numbers.
If you guys had to construct the perfect midfield 3 at the moment, who would it be?
Kante for sure.
So, are we all agreeing that Kante's in there at some point?
Yeah.
Right. So we get to add one player each, and that's between you, Pat, Sam, and the Cubs.
De Bruyne.
Sitting out.
De Bruyne.
Yeah, De Bruyne actually is.
De Bruyne.
Kante, De Bruyne.
Kante, De Bruyne, McCubbin. You're finishing this midfield dream trio off.
What profile are you missing there? It's hard to say. You kind of got everything.
Jorginho maybe.
Nah.
Controller.
I'm trying to think.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anyone better right now. I'm sure there is, but
Yeah,
Jorginho, pretty good.
I think that's
Thiago's pretty good.
That's a pretty sexy midfield three. Dorman, do you disagree with any of those? Chances are, most disagreeable man on FD.
Actually,
Who are you taking out? Don't say you agree with that and just let me down.
I mean, I kind of do agree with you.
Oh, Christ. First time for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Saul would be fun.
Pretty decent midfield. Yeah, Saul's chronically underrated, isn't he? When people discuss the best midfielders in Europe,
He will shoot from anywhere. He will shoot from absolutely anywhere.
absolute ping.
Oh wow!
What is that? So we're all just watching the Raheem Sterling penalty now, and James is right. He indeed.
Fresh.
Oh
my days!
Oh my
Did they give him?
Wow.
Did he get a pen for that?
Yeah.
That's a great time.
days.
That's one of the all-time great pens.
That is mad.
That is so mad.
Oh my God, Gabby Jesus! What are you
What a
doing?
pen! That's a pen. Though.
I mean, is that to make up for the fact that City didn't get a penalty in? Is it the return fixture of this when Leroy Sané was
That's ridiculous.
beaten?
Oh, where he just got killed.
Was it where he was assaulted?
madness,
Was that
yeah.
Pep
He actually
joking
kicked
about
the
it as well?
floor.
Yeah.
That's incredible. The thing is, he doesn't claim it. I don't think.
No.
He just falls
He
over.
literally just kicks
Awful
straight to the
referee.
right.
That reference,
No, that's
poor.
great.
But
man.
Raheem
That is
Sterling
poor.
must not believe what he's done there and think that there's some sort of contact.
That's
His
iconic.
face, he looks put out.
That's the greatest assist in football history.
Right, okay.
That's amazing. From
So have we
Raheem
ordered
Sterling.
have we ordered food?
I'm just double checking I haven't ordered, too much.
Nah, come on, doesn't matter.
Sam's eyes just lit.
That's really not the problem.
Did you go
I'll get that
The
second
real
burger, of
issue
course I
is
did.
who gets what.
Big session.
The
Big
Cubs.
session today. Yeah.
Had
So
these two at the back.
what was
solid session.
What was McCubb's benching? Oh, that's
Oh,
12.5.
Look at this.
The rarely
Standard.
spotted Kieran Carlin in the wild.
Have you sent the order?
133 quid, class.
Jesus.
Wow.
Mad burgers, you know.
Is it your back?
I don't think I've been.
Wow.
Horrible sign.
Burgers, you know.
No, I don't think I've been.
I don't know why I like being mean to Obaseki, but it's just great. It's just great.
It's because he takes it very well, to be fair.
Yeah, he does.
He just
he
laughs
does.
it off.
And
Yeah, 'cause you
Obaseki,
have to.
Obaseki is like no coward. He will give you his opinion. Like it'll be bad.
No matter how wrong it is,
But he
he'll
will-
give you.
Dorman,
He'll
you
give it to
cannot
you.
talk about wrong
Shut up.
opinions. Let's
He's
not get
he's
into
not
this
wrong.
right now because I tried to be calm with you, but wrong opinions.
Yeah,
you know.
I've never
Ding,
met a
ding,
person
ding.
who's more
Done.
consistently wrong than you.
Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the mirror.
I've never met a person more consistently wrong.
Confirm you're
Oh,
on
that's
pattern,
excellent.
pal.
It used to be Millad.
Yeah.
No, Millad's still-
Millad used to be bad take Millad, and now it's Obaseki. But
Who's collecting
Because
the
you're
food,
still
by the way?
warming to
Because
it.
I've done it every single week.
I'll do
yeah.
it. I'll do it. It's fine.
Like a
We have to do upstairs as well.
little bellboy. You what, sorry?
Yeah, but you collect it from the door. They bring it to the door, and then we collect it, right? That's what you've done.
What, this door here?
Yeah,
Nah,
Hammer went and got it there, and he
I've
was like,
had-
"Oh yeah, cheers."
Nah, I've had to go
cheers,
upstairs,
guys."
mate.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, you weren't complaining when you were shoveling it down, mate.
When have I been complaining?
Just then.
Pay attention.
Mocking me.
Listen, reading and
With this,
comprehension.
with this false scenario.
Unbelievable.
No, I'm not having it.
Oh, scenario.
Right,
Loves to
who
say
wants
it.
Patter's burger? I'm gonna volley it upstairs.
Mate, you have no authority over me.
Well,
I'm
it's not
on
true,
live
is it?
stream. I can do anything. I'll flip that table over.
Right.
Get you fired.
Fan cues,
Donna
Kieran,
Twomey.
fire Hamill.
please. Put me out of my misery.
What's happened?
Fire all of us. But especially Sam and Hamill.
Kieran loves me. What are you talking
That's
about?
disappointing.
NDO gang.
Donna
Just throw that in there.
Gang.
That's Sam's hashtag. If
Yeah,
you're
follow it
not
on
following him on
Instagram.
Instagram,
Yeah,
yeah, please.
go on.
Follow the
You
man
know,
then.
do so because it's just me and you know. Actually, it's not just me and you now down the
We've
gym.
got a
I've
whole-
not been
we've
there in
got
a
a whole
couple of
gang.
weeks. You've actually
James
inspired.
Wayne.
You've inspired
there.
everyone.
Look at Dorman hating because he goes gyms on his ones.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
yeah,
have had it any
no,
better.
No, the
That's
thing is,
not
like,
way
you're,
better.
you're the worst person in the gym because there's like 6 years and you take all the weights, you do circuits, and when other people want the weights,
What
you're
else? What else are you
Oh,
supposed
he's
to do in the
been holding this
gym?
in.
What else are you supposed to do in the
One
gym?
body part on a day. It's weird.
What?
No, that's smart because
it's
you
not.
isolate
It's
that
weird.
body part.
It's weird. You
No,
can
you know-
isolate that body
no.
part by doing that exercise.
No,
That's
but
how
if
isolate it.
you do
Weirdly
like
smart.
if you do 3 muscles on the same day,
No,
you're not
train-
focused.
you
Yeah,
train-
no, but you can do
train
two.
one big
You can
grip
do
and one
two,
small
which
grip.
Yeah, and we
We are
do
doing
two
two
now.
now.
We do
We
two.
do
We've
two
done
now.
chest
Yeah,
and try
no,
today.
Because you didn't use
Yeah.
it.
If I'm
Yeah,
going
we
to take
did it. We
advice, it's
changed
going
it
to be
up.
off the guy's hench and cut
Alright.
to as well. All right.
We did our
that-
triceps so hard today that
I'm
none
not
of
sure
us
that's
could
wise.
take our t-shirts off in the change room.
Oh,
Go on,
that's
lift your
nice.
hands, lads. Go on,
Yeah.
lift your hands. See, they
Lift
can't
your-
because they work so
You
hard.
can rip them off though.
Right, go on. Let's have some questions. This is actually descended into chaos.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who saw
That's
that
my
coming?
favourite chat so far.
I had a question, I would have lost it. Yeah.
Is it about NDO?
No, it's actually not. It's by FDFC.
Oh wow.
Donna Twomey has asked, who is the best player at FDFC?
Ooh.
Hashtag armchair fans.
There's 2 or 3 clear standouts. I mean, it's been the intake of oxygen.
I was just breathing.
I'm actually going to say Obaseki then.
I think Obaseki or Nichols.
To be fair, Nichols, yeah, forget about Nichols.
I like that you jump ship as soon as you're shaking hands. That was brilliant.
I'd say Obaseki. I've had a better time playing with Obaseki than.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean, if Nichols is
Mooney though.
Who isn't? Pogba's money.
They're both bad. But if Luka Nichols
Luka's
has
worse.
scored in the
Are you
first
mad?
5 minutes, he is literally the worst.
And he will take every shot at every opportunity.
But
our whole team's solid though. I'd say we've got a few solid.
We've got a good 40-man squad now, and we're yet to complete 40 passes. We have more team members than passes completed.
We haven't lost this season.
We haven't.
Yeah,
The game is out. If you've not watched the game, go and watch the game now. It's on Football
We haven't
Daily.
lost the season.
We haven't lost at all.
In 7s, 11s.
It's pretty good.
We haven't lost.
So there was one week.
There wasn't.
You did
There
give up a
wasn't.
5-1 lead though, which is
We didn't
as
lose.
good as losing 6-1.
That was in a friendly.
I missed
That
worse.
was a friendly.
Yeah, that was a friendly. And I didn't play. And a lot of people
I
didn't
didn't.
play.
It doesn't count if
didn't
you
play.
play.
Nah.
Raging.
I was playing for that whole game.
How did last night's game go? Because I wasn't there.
Yeah, we won 4-1.
Who impressed?
Jay, and Sam.
Oh, one of our latest signings.
So we're just saying the scores now, are we?
Oh, go on.
Is that how?
Well, I mean,
No. I mean, like of the games that are meant to be like a
I
surprise.
mean, that's like a little.
Exclusive.
It's
Exclusive.
pretty
That's
big
an
Easter
exclusive.
egg, the
That's
actual
an
score of the
exclusive.
game.
Yeah.
Anyway, little update on the scores. I'm going full Adam Smith here. Valencia are beating Young Boys 3-1. Roma winning 2-1 away from home.
I think
They've
those
been
ones are
great.
done.
They've been great. Oh, they're the early
I think
kickoffs,
they're
were
the
they?
kickoffs.
I'm still not used to early
Madrid
kickoffs.
4-0.
Roma have beaten Moscow, and they've been great in the Champions League and not so much in the league this season. What's the most interesting game across there? Real Madrid, 4 goals. I mean, didn't score in about 600 minutes, did they?
Leon 2-0 up at Hoffa.
Solari's the New Zidane.
That's a gluttony of goals for them. Bayern are beating Athens, Standard, Benfica. There we go.
When are Bayern
Back to the
actually going
tunnel.
to be good, man?
When are Bayern going to be good?
Like they're good, yeah, but I feel like they're so.
They're a
I
little
feel
bit
like they're
uninspired at
overrated.
the moment.
Yeah,
Who Bayern?
yeah.
They're not great.
But I think it's a very short trip back to the top of the Bundesliga for them.
I don't know. There's a lot of work to be done to that squad, though. Yeah, I completely agree. They'll win the league, but my God, that squad. Like, there's a lot of pain coming for that team.
It needs overturning big time. What is that, Kieran?
No, Just Steve commented
saying orders on the way, boys.
Ah. Yes.
What?
I mean, do they know where we live? Cheers. Is food going to turn up? What's happening?
Justy also backed me when I voted for a curry for the last one.
So Justy just commented saying our food is on the way.
We didn't order through them. Are they aware of that?
No,
the question is order on its way, boys.
Okay.
Cool.
I think is it Darren again?
I don't think it
Big
is.
D? Certainly did. Chris, surely it's your
I just wanted to shout.
I feel like it's 9:45 the food's coming because we ordered too late as usual. We do it every week.
They normally get there quicker.
Yeah, it is 2 minutes down the road, to be fair. So.
Not to give away our...
Well, no, we should give away our location.
Let's just remain,
Let's geotag Obaseki.
What are you man saying for prediction second half?
They know which. Thank you, getting us back on track. Very professional of you. McCubbin, what are your aspirations for this 45?
2 goals for Man United and 1 for Juventus. I'm sticking by my thing.
3 goals second half.
3 goals second half.
Excellent.
I think Juve will go ahead. No, I don't think that actually. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I just hope that we don't get absolutely trounced. We were hanging on by a thread in that first.
There's
half. Absolutely hanging on by a thread.
There's an air of you can tell this is something you deeply care about. There's an air of
nervousness,
caution. Yeah, there's a bit cautionary what you're saying. Dorman, the other Man United fan in inverted commas, because can you actually be a fan of anything? Because that would mean being emotionally invested. And we all know that you're dead inside.
Yeah, I mean, I would second that I'm dead inside, and this job certainly has not helped that.
You aspire to be dead inside.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living my best life by hating everybody. As for the match. From the first half, I really can't look past Juve. I mean, United offered very little. I mean, probably our one shot on target was Pogba from the corner of the box. Juve kind of had us camped in, or
I think you're right. We've underplayed how lucky you were to go in half time.
Juve had us camped 30 yards in the hour and a half for, I would say, 25 minutes at least of that 45. And I think if you look at the action areas, it would be overwhelmingly deep in United's half.
It's not that United haven't had chances to score though. Like there have been points where it's been like 3 on 4.
Yeah, no,
and
they've had the opportunity to break.
and there'll be one misplaced pass from Sanchez.
But again, I think that's
two-headed clearances.
an issue with United in general, and that they're not taking, they're not fluid enough to take those chances.
I think we should get the score predictions from the guys as well. Get your score predictions in the comments below with the hashtag Mystic Mike, and if you call it, we've still got a Champions League kit yet to give away. We gave away one week 1, didn't do it 2 because no one guessed correctly, despite the 4,000 guesses. Probably didn't comb through all of them. Sorry if you did get it right. But hashtag Mystic Mike with the scoreline. And if you call the goal scorer as well, that could separate you from another correct score. So get it all in the comments below. And Kieran, what's going on in the comments? Anything? Like, what are people saying?
Dorman, what county are you from?
County. I am from County Down. The Gold Coast of Northern Ireland.
The Gold Coast of Northern Ireland. Ireland's got some beautiful coastline.
The Irish Riviera.
Do you miss Ireland, Dorman?
In parts. The people are nicer.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've
been
That's
Ireland.
undeniably true.
God, that's actually...
Don't believe that.
Except when it comes to women's rights.
Or, gay rights.
Gay rights as well.
General rights.
Not good.
Ooh.
But otherwise, lovely place full of lovely people.
Scenery, fantastic.
And the accents are great.
Politics, not so much.
That's true in many places, I feel.
Northern Ireland more so than most.
Here we go.
Oh.
Sterling has scored an effing beaut goal according to James Wayne, and it is now 3-0 to Manchester City. Yet again, we're watching a goalless game, and Manchester City are running riot in another fixture. Who else has moved to London from? You were Kent.
Marshall.
Best chance of the game.
Sam, you were London.
Nah, London boy, London born and bred. You don't know.
You're another fan.
I was going to say no. It's only minutes had to move as well. Only missed the curries from Leicester, but
you can get those in London, mate.
It's not
We had a great curry
Leicester's
after the our first FTFC game against Soccer AM.
Is it Leicester where the curry mile is? Or is that Manchester?
That's Manchester.
Manchester, but Leicester also has an equivalent. Don't you worry about it.
Curry half mile?
Yeah.
The curry kilometre?
Curry 3 kilometres.
No, so if this game ends 0-0, I'll be so angry.
Well, I mean, I think everyone will be angry. With 0 views. God, there's so much space. Dybala's just wandering around unmarked in the box. Is that troubling?
If Juve score first, it's going to end.
Dybala!
Oh, God. And Matic is the guy on him in the box, the one booked man on the pitch.
The amount of...
What an effort!
I feel like De Gea started telling his defenders off while the ball was still there.
How was he in that space?
He literally could turn like a boat there. Look at the space.
That's mental.
Mad.
That was one of those
scoring that though, slightly.
That was one of those angles where you don't know where that's going.
Yeah.
And you just expect him
got
to
no
nestle.
depth
Yeah.
No one thought about getting out to him here. No one thought that might be
lovely
good.
effort.
But also the ease of Juve to recycle the ball there, to get it back out and move around and then go back into the box. There was no pressure at all for the last 35 seconds from United.
Nemanja Matic, I've honestly seen milk turn quicker. Where was the midfield 3 in that scenario?
Well, I don't know. In fairness, they're quite deep. Like Alexis Sanchez was right outside the box there, but Luke Shaw's just standing there and Matic is standing there.
There's ball watching.
Like nothing. No one's doing anything. It's staggering. They can't play a deep block anymore and they can't press. What can they do defensively? I just don't get them.
Right. Oh, I'm so hungry. Why did we order it so late? Why don't we heed Kieran's warning?
Oh,
here we go, boys.
Spread!
What a challenge.
That's a hell of a tackle.
He rode it pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
What is that?
Sanchez just turned into a Pokeball. It just rolled straight through that tackle.
It's a bit of a generous decision for you, though.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
How do you feel when you see Young on the ball out wide?
On the left, not so bad. On the right, I'm dumbfounded still. Why is he there? To be honest.
On the right, you just know it's going straight into that corner.
air of just
weariness.
Yeah, weariness in Cummins' tone.
I just don't understand how Young is at right back over Darmian. Like, I just don't get it.
You rate Darmian?
Who's actually he's a fullback, isn't he?
Yeah, Darmian has proven that he can do a good defensive job at right back, whereas I've not seen that from Young. Like, and it's just not natural for Young as well. Like, he's played on the left his whole career, like, and now he's being expected to play at right back. I don't know. Like,
in some big games, Young has pocketed some of the best wide men. Like, he pocketed Hazard a couple times.
I'm
He was
not
sitting very deep.
I'm not entirely convinced by Darmian.
Get rid of that
Consistency
football.
wise as well.
Or you don't like this noise?
It's incredibly irritating. Get rid of that ball.
You say that like that's just Pato that doesn't like that noise.
You're not in
I
year
can
10.
confirm.
Get rid of the football.
That is
I don't
universally
really
annoying.
I don't really like,
Get rid of the
Hold
just
it.
having my.
Hold it. Jackson has to do that on a street.
just-
Have you noticed? Dave Jackson will just go looking for a ball. And he has to hold it, especially when
Mental.
Arsenal are playing.
I'm going to go around and start popping all the balls.
It is
in
quite.
the
It is quite
office. There's a
soothing,
problem.
It's like a little teddy bear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let's get a few more
It's like a
questions.
cushion.
Let's rattle through some quick fire questions.
Who has underperformed in the Champions League this year?
Oh, we've kind of touched
Have we
upon that a
touched
couple of
on-
times.
I mean, we
Gee.
touched on Monaco, but
Yeah, I think we've probably not Schalke, says Kieran. There you go. So
Up until last night, Atleti hadn't been incredible, to be honest.
I was really glad that they overturned that kind of humiliating 4-0 defeat against Dortmund away from home.
Pretty stylish as well.
Yeah.
They're not great this season, Atleti. It's really disappointing.
I mean,
Really disappointing.
their chance creation has been abysmal. And they only won in the league the other day because of an Antoine Griezmann insane free kick, didn't they?
They actually give up more chances per game than they create right now. Their defence has declined. It's still pretty good, but it's declined. It's no longer incredible. And their attack is not only not great, it's bad. It's genuinely bad. So, yeah, I worry a little bit about them.
Which is surprising, given that they added really promisingly in those areas, didn't they? With Martins, with Lamar. Like you'd have thought with their acquisitions that chance creation they'd have been able to maintain it this season. But it's just, I suppose, the way that they're moving the ball from defence has just changed a little bit, hasn't it? We touched upon their fullbacks not offering as much, and Rodri maybe. Oh.
Lamar's
defending
defence.
Oh,
Great
young,
chance from
young.
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 Fantastic
He's
from
injured
Young
himself
there.
though. He's injured himself.
That's fine.
Carry
on!
I think
That's
Lamar's
fine.
second in Europe for like pressures per game.
Lingard's going
Like
to
pressing
give it away.
activity.
Go on.
No one's there.
Poor.
No one's there.
That's
Oh,
poor.
get there, Sanchez.
He's cutting it back to no one.
Ooh, I thought it was going to
Oh,
go
great
that
ball.
way, though.
That is a great
No
ball.
one.
But there's no one there.
Sanchez has been decent in possession this game.
Like, I mean, Juve can deal
Yeah,
with
but
one guy
it's
in the
been
box.
limited possession at best.
Good little outlet.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
there's
Jesus.
Martial.
Fantastic challenge from
Yeah,
Young.
that's Young. He's done
Oh
that.
no, not Ashley Young. Take my eyes, but not Ashley Young.
Oh, that is actually
Great
nasty.
tackle.
Oh god, it's a bit.
A little bit of a
bit
two-foot, wasn't it?
Studsy,
Yeah.
bit two-footed.
Very
I
two-footed.
mean, it's a little bit of a trailing leg. I think he's all right.
I think
He gets a full stud.
that's
straight
So
in his ankle.
dirty.
anyone could get booked
Well,
out of that challenge.
Ashley Young.
Yeah.
I don't think that's dirty. That's just committed.
I think that's pretty dirty. But yeah.
No, there was no malice. in
It
no
doesn't.
way.
Yeah, but malice doesn't matter. What does malice have to do with like the rules? Malice isn't involved in the rules. No one says like it doesn't. If you do something maliciously, you should get punished more harshly.
So you're saying he's
Like-
out of control there?
In
in terms of
he
the
has
rules?
his studs up and it counts as dangerous
Fred.
play. Like you don't have to be out of control, like jumping
think
in.
he exists?
If your studs up,
Go
it's
right
still
back, though.
dangerous play.
Yeah,
Like, I think
Fred's always choice of
if you
right
got
back.
booked, you'd say fair enough. If you got red carded, you maybe think that was
Might go
harsh.
through the back. Lol. Right, a couple more questions. Why are you laughing at this question?
Juan Carino was asked, who is the daddy at FD?
Daddy.
What?
What does daddy
What
mean?
does that mean?
I
Like,
don't know.
like
It's
actually,
become a very, it's a very loaded
Make of
term
that
on the
what you
internet.
will.
actually have
isn't it?
children.
I don't know.
Well, no, because that could be a question. Like, they don't know how old men are.
Who has children? No one.
So someone's probably got a couple. McCubbin's probably got a couple kicking about
I
somewhere.
don't.
A couple of illegitimate kids knocking about Central Asia.
Who do you think I am?
I know, I've seen you on a night out. You're irresistible.
Who do you think I am?
Maybe it's you.
Yeah, probably
No, what
probably
does that
skip
actually
one.
mean, though?
Probably
Yeah.
skip that one.
Okay, so moving on. Timmy Toddle has asked, what's the next Sunday Vibes podcast on?
Well, that'd be giving it away, wouldn't it? But
Well,
AC
we do.
Milan.
AC Milan. Yeah,
I mean,
I was about to give it away.
A lot of guys asked us on Twitter, didn't they, for AC Milan? They've been a hot topic because Arsene Wenger's been linked with the job. Gattuso's kind of on a knife edge in terms of, two last gasp results against Genoa, Udinese, relying on a centre-back Romagnoli to bail him out. But we had it was hastily put together. It was quite a nice chat, right?
I thought it was put together like basically normally, but like it was kind of on the fly like at the end of the day, and I think it's actually really good. Yeah, no Joe Tomlinson, he's actually in Milan, but we'll have a little drop in from him, we hope. So yeah, it's not how to solve a problem like exactly because we don't really think the problems are with the squad. But it's like a rundown of how they can get back to the top essentially.
Oh, look at that.
So we've been fixing teams in previous episodes, haven't we? But we don't want to exhaust that. And we think we just thought it was time to just have a bit more of a relaxed chat about a club who actually have a pretty interesting kind of there's an interesting scenario developing there, isn't there?
Yeah, it will come back. How to solve a problem like it will, especially as teams start to find themselves in trouble. Like we'll definitely have a chat about it later in the season. So get your suggestions in. And if there are any topics you want us to cover, then obviously tweet at us and we'll try and cover them.
Someone tweeted me last night saying, really enjoying the podcast, but why don't you actually try and fix a team that need fixing? Why don't you try and fix a team who are proper, like, fucked up? He went, try Newcastle or West Ham. I couldn't think of any.
I could fix Newcastle. Let's give it a go.
Imagine talking about West Ham for an hour and 50 minutes.
I'll happily do that. You know, anything but clickbait.
Oh, well done. Look what you've done.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
We could rolling back the years there.
Oh, it's bad. Bad delivery.
Gassing is. Was that wasn't Ronaldo, was it? Is it?
Oh, challenge.
The Shigley, yeah, he got it. Very sort of Ronaldo-esque.
And they've all got the same. They've all got the same lid at the moment.
Yeah, that was it. It was the wet. Horrible. It was the wet look that was putting me off.
Yeah, terrible looks all over you.
Next question, then, mate.
Matthew Downward has asked, do you see United dropping off to a mid-table team in the next 10 or so years?
DC United?
That is a stretch.
No, Manchester United.
They said DC
United.
United.
That's what I thought first. I was like,
MLS?
they mid-table?
DC.
No.
What do you boys think down the other end?
Definitely not. Unless like money suddenly becomes an issue. No.
They've got too much money.
Like the bubble, theoretically the bubble could burst, but I mean I don't know about economics really, so can't really comment on that. I mean, but like, yeah, I mean, but apart
burst for everyone. Though.
Yeah, but like, yeah, true.
But you actually like it's more likely that money, excess money is going to contribute to any sort of like anything bad at the club. They're not having enough.
The way that United are spending, there's no like unless something goes catastrophically wrong in a season, like there's no. I can't see how we drop below 7th in any given season. Obviously, that is technically mid-table, but like if we carried on spending that kind of money, I don't see how it's possible.
And you wouldn't be regulars in that position.
No.
Like one season, sure, like Chelsea did when they came 10th.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not going to be.
And like the fact that Leicester, the fact that Leicester won the league that year without spending a load of money is it's just.
Again, that's also the freak season.
Yeah, exactly. It's an anomaly.
That mini league of like 1 to 6 has never really been clear on who are the teams that are trying to challenge that mini league. It's Everton, isn't it? It's Everton and Leicester, and they're miles off.
On the other hand, it wasn't that long ago that the top 6 was a top 4, so it's possible that a couple of teams could potentially like boost themselves up there, maybe, and then I suppose you could feasibly finish 8th and technically be a mid-table club. But yeah, I mean, like I think we're a way away from that happening.
Cool. Next question.
There's a question
Good receive from
Sonny Snelling.
Our very own.
Yes, Sonny.
Who is the most underrated youngster in Europe?
Ooh, underrated.
We've spoke about Rodri a few times at Atletico Madrid, haven't we? Them signing him from Villarreal is a nice little progressive passer. Probably doesn't match Simeone's philosophy all that well.
He's been good this season.
He was only like 12 million euros, but he's in limited minutes given the calibre of player, I guess, or the kind of player we hoped he'd become. We spoke about Catrone on the podcast, didn't we? I think he's not necessarily underrated, but I think he's only made 3 starts this campaign. Scored on his first start as well. But anyone else got any names to throw in the hat?
I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because young players, if you've heard of a young player, they tend to be rated.
Such a small window between being unknown and rated. Yeah.
I mean, and also it depends what you mean by a young player, I guess. Like, I mean, I think the fact that I think Tammy Abraham not getting a loan to a top flight team in one of Europe's top 5 leagues this season is a sign that he's a bit underrated.
He's not still at Villa, is he?
I think he is. He's definitely in the Championship. And when you think that did he get 10 goals for a horrible attacking team last season? You know, a team that got relegated. That to me is pretty damn impressive.
He's a good player.
Yeah, so if you put him in a decent side, I think he'd definitely get goals. So yeah, the fact that he didn't get a move is a bit. Full-on Mendy, the left back from Lyon, he looks like a good little prospect. Not outstanding, but certainly solid. God, who is there? Monaco always have a bunch of these guys.
I mean, the way James Maddison's developed this season, the way he's kind of seamlessly adapted to Premier League football, it's not gone under the radar, has it? He's not underrated as a result, but I don't think anyone thought he was going to just kind of replace Mahrez's attacking output straight away, and he's kind of tailed off in recent weeks. But he's going to be a really good player, man.
But do you think he
any
has
suggestions, Darlington?
Do you think he has there's the chance that he now becomes overrated because he has put together a good start this season, and he's come out of
it's so capricious, isn't it? Like the way the press and football fans hold a player to what regard. So yeah, the yes is the answer to your question. He could 100% come overrated pretty quickly if England fans start to put all their eggs in one basket.
England fans love
because we are missing sort of a central midfielder / a number 10, aren't we?
Yeah, and you can absolutely see, like with England fans as well, you could see Rashford, for instance, turning into like a really good, really useful top level player, and still being told his whole career that he'd like wasted his potential. Like Theo Walcott at one stage was one of the most productive wide men in the Premier League, and all everyone ever said was, "Oh, we thought he was going to be world class," you know. So it's kind of lose-lose.
Oh, Ronnie!
Unbelievable touch.
Filth me, Ron.
Unbelievable touch.
Right.
Oh, that's a ball.
Good ball.
Oh God.
Right.
That's sure out. That's sure out for 60. Oh, he's got out.
Oh, fun.
That's sure out for 60.
He's made sure he's got the free kick, and then.
Well, like McCummins said, Ronaldo must be frustrated in this game because he's having to peel out wide to generate chances for the baller in the middle. So I know we said they're playing this sort of Christmas tree, but is Cuadrado being so central actually been a little bit counterintuitive to get Ronaldo those high quality chances? Because he seems to be getting on the end of everything Ronaldo does at the minute, which I can't imagine the Portuguese is favouring.
You can see why Mandzukic does well with Ronaldo on the pitch. Like, a load of these balls, like if you had Mandzukic coming in from wide areas, it'd be lethal. But he's pretty much the only attacking player they got on the bench. Like, Matuidi's just come on, and the only attacking player they have on the bench at the moment is Mandzukic.
Who did Matuidi come on for?
I don't know.
Khedira.
Sammy. I mean,
thank God for
makes
that.
perfect sense.
Yeah, bit more legs in the attack.
Well, who's playing in that mid? So it's Khedira, it is Bentancur, and it's Pjanic. I mean, you'd imagine that maybe they're just going to try and push Pjanic up a little bit more now that there's a slightly more legs in their recovery.
Herrera, man.
I think it'll be Matuidi. Awful. Matuidi will push up on the left like he tends to, especially if Ronaldo's coming in centre.
Ronaldo's so deep as well.
Mandzukic is going to come on.
He did that so well. Well, he did that so well when Cavani was the guy coming off the left at PSG.
Mashallah.
This game's kind of breaking down.
How have we not had a Ronaldo goal or a Pogba goal
both legs?
In both legs. Literally,
Food's like half an hour
our title is absolutely crying out to be updated. We want non-subscribers. If you are subscribed, well done. If you're not, then click the subscribe button below. And we've watched turgid football so far. Juventus tidy.
Oh, that was terrible.
The worst thing that could have happened was the baller scoring early on in that opening leg, because Juventus know how to see out a game, don't they? My management.com. Right, where's this goal coming from?
Wait.
Pogba, don't you dare go off.
Who have United got to come on?
Well, the food is... Estimated delivery time has stayed the same, 21:45.
I've got Mata. I think we've got another attack.
Yes! 2.4 concurrents, that's good, man. Tell them to subscribe.
What's that?
2.4 thousand concurrents.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, come and subscribe.
Subscribe, man.
Yeah.
It's live.
Yeah. It is live and kicking right now. Anything could happen.
Live and kicking, what?
Anything could
No,
happen.
United need to score, man. They actually need to score.
We've got Mata and Rashford on the bench, so there's options.
Oh my goodness!
Ronaldo!
Oh my, he's celebrating. Your boy in it.
He's got the six-pack out.
In typical Ronaldo sense. I mean, you put great cheese on that, but that was embarrassing. The goal wasn't.
Oh my days.
The finish, absolutely glorious.
Is that Bonucci?
That was unreal.
Oh my
That was
days.
ridiculous.
Look at Issa. That's normal. Is that normal?
That's
mad.
That's one of the great Champions League goals.
Wow, Ronaldo.
Who played that ball?
Was that Bonucci? Was it Bonucci who played it?
Bonucci, yeah. It looked Bonucci. Yeah.
They just went
Wow.
That was such a
Spartan
ball.
on each other.
Here he is. Bonucci pings it over the top. Lindelof can't track the run.
What
Ronaldo.
Oh, disgusting.
My goodness me.
The ball drops. The ball drops.
Just inside the post.
It drops just over Lindelof's shoulder as well. So he was unsighted for the crucial part in hitting that ball, and it's just flown.
Yeah.
Well,
What a goal.
You can tell though because he doesn't quite know where it's going. Like when he hits it, he wants a clean. No, but he wants a clean contact. But I think
I wish I was his son, fam. Look at him.
I wish I was his son. Hold on. Can we just acknowledge that's more embarrassing than getting his six-pack out for the celebration.
No, it's not.
I don't want to talk about that. That's horrible.
I wish I was his son. That might be the worst thing you've said since you got here. That'll
No,
be
wait. You know
That'll
why?
I
You know
clip
why?
out
You
next
know
week
why?
and roll out every single day.
You know why?
mate.
You know why?
You're better
Because
than
he's
that.
just a G, innit? Like Ronaldo is just a guy. Like, how can you score and then just do this?
If you
That
were
is
Ronaldo's
mad.
friend, you
What, when
two
you're
would
in
just
your
stare at
mid-30s?
each other's six-pack.
You'd be the worst
Yeah.
of the guys.
If what? Me and Ronaldo were boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Come on, we flexing all day.
Jesus
We be
Christ.
flexing all day.
This is absolutely
Don't
horrific.
think about it. You're You're like disappearing into your own thoughts. You're just going to disappear on the end of the sofa there. So the group looks like
finally.
this. Juventus 12 points, Valencia 5 points, Man United, Europa League football beckons 4 points, Young Boys 1. Wow, Juventus are absolutely running away with this group. And score update from the Manchester City boys behind the scenes.
They said the views are up. Mad.
The views are up.
They want to see the man.
If you've just come here to see Ronaldo's goal and you're looking at our ugly mugs, apologies, but we are a very good football channel if you unsubscribe. And if not, very good, then we do quantity over quality quite a lot of the time. So a lot of football content to get through. Please subscribe, click that button below, get your questions in. We're giving away a Champions League football kit. Juve on the attack again.
Save!
Dave saves from Pjanic in a much more advanced position.
Should have set it
there, Dorman, have we got
man.
any fresh new questions in about Ronaldo?
I have no idea. I literally haven't been looking.
How do you, I know you kind of worship Beckham, you love Ronaldo. How does it feel being a United fan and watching one of your former heroes score a goal like that?
I wouldn't say I love
Bittersweet?
Ronaldo. I have a very soft spot for him. I do have a lot of time for him.
If he scored it over a kick, I'm leaving.
I don't love him. He's unbelievable. I have a soft spot for him, and he's one of my favourite older players.
No, I mean,
Make up your mind, mate.
I have like an outspoken love for David Beckham, like a weird love for David Beckham.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, he's like literally my like phone screen.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wow,
you shouldn't have shared that.
That's now made Obaseki's claim.
Yeah, thanks for that.
To one of his
Thanks for that, bro.
almost, No, that's still the most embarrassing on the stream.
But no, I mean, I think you can't take away from how good that goal was. Like, even though it was against United,
still enjoyed it.
You appreciated it, didn't enjoy it, appreciated it.
Yeah,
I respected it.
Yeah,
you know
I was just amazed at that. Yeah, just one of those.
It kind of reminded me of the one Van Persie scored.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like it just felt more like, I don't know, just when you just see a goal where you just haven't seen that goal in that way was like it's just one of those. He almost it was almost like he was going to toe poke.
But the thing is, like, everything about it was perfect. The ball was such an odd
connection.
The run was perfectly timed. The strike was perfectly timed.
No.
Great. It was kind of like RVPs on steroids a little bit, wasn't it? Was it the song chip? No. I mean, the balls come from...
Which one? He did.
Yeah, RVP did one for United from like 30 years.
He did two of those, and then he did one at United.
I'm thinking of the Everton one.
Oh, the Everton one's the best.
Oh, come on, here we
go.
Here we
Van
go.
Persie's technique.
Good delivery there from Young. Martial arriving at the back post, but that ball from Bonucci, like the more I think about the goal, the deeper and deeper it comes from.
The ball,
the ball's halfway line,
just inside the halfway. Yeah, just inside the half. Absolutely ridiculous ball.
I know what you see.
I hope we've still got loads of new watchers, and if you're not familiar with Football Daily, then get in the comments. Food's on the way. It's a feast of football happening. This should have been called the Football Feast. Apologies to you. All right, just living up to the name. Mandzukic clapping there on the sideline. He loves it. And Mandzukic, I imagine, is a little bit like Dorman in that nothing impresses him that much. Right, next question, Dom.
He's a lovable guy.
Real Madrid winning 5-0.
5.
Yeah, against Pilsen. I'm pretty sure just a brand of beer. Anyway, moving on.
Bernardo Reyes has asked, who should Barca get to replace Suarez in the long run?
Oh, this is a meaty question. And Kieran, pretty pumped from earlier then. Arm's still looking thick. Nice, good work. I like the fringe as well. It's clearly seen a bit of sweat today. What was that? Man City score again?
Yeah, penalty.
Penalty?
Again.
Was it an actual penalty this time?
Yeah, actual penalty scored.
Gabby Jesus again?
Yeah.
Can confirm from behind. Did he fall over this time?
No.
Can confirm from behind the scenes. The Manchester City gantry over there. They've scored again. But we got a goal in the Juve Man United game. Sorry, Dorman, you're asking about Suarez. Boys, take the floor.
It's difficult, man, because there's no one with his skill set, is there? Like, really, like, he's such a unique player.
We had to do this for a podcast. It was one that never got aired. But who did you go for when we spoke about, like, Barcelona requiring new number 9s or out-and-out forward?
I don't recall now. Like, I mean, my issue with it is that I don't know who the next manager is going to be, and I don't know how that person is going to want to play.
If it was you.
I think the squad is weirdly set up. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of Malcolm. But... God, I'd be happy going for like a pure goal-scoring 9. Like, I don't think you need like Suarez. When Messi plays. Yeah, Suarez when Messi plays is not hugely involved in play. Like, he really isn't.
Sorry, it's just dropped from.
Yeah.
It's just dropped from
2 minutes.
21:45 to 2 minutes.
I said I'd get it. Should I go and get it? Should I go and wait for your boy?
Oh, is it, where is he?
Who could actually replace him?
Why is he? He's coming up the road, mate.
He's gone.
Oh,
he's gone past.
Hello.
Yeah, I think you need a goal scorer.
You're in front of Like, no, I'm not going to say it on. I'm not going to say it on.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy.
Hamill.
Oh, nice one. Good work, people. Right, I'm coming. Honestly.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I
you're
think-
speaking.
I think you need a pure goal scorer. Like Icardi is actually pretty decent on the ball, has decent creative numbers. And I think when you have so many creators in that team, which you do with Dembele, Coutinho, and Messi, and actually Coutinho and Dembele have never been great goal scorers. They're creators. Like they're primarily creators. Yeah. So I think you're okay getting like a Timo Werner or a Icardi, someone who's just going to bang goals. The ideal thing for them would have been to get Mbappe. He would have been great. Yeah. He would have placed Neymar on that left wing, and he could have played left wing until Suarez aged out, at which point he could have played 9. But they missed out, so unlucky. But Gabby Jesus would be good as well.
What about Immobile?
I've got Figo coming out.
He's a bit old. I think he's 28 now.
Oh yeah, that's
but I mean, yeah, if you could get him cheaply as a short-term fix, that was actually one of Hamill's suggestions for Real Madrid.
Who's up, sir?
Immobile.
Wait, how did the ball?
Poor. It's not good. It's not good.
Poor.
So who would you take over, Icardi or Werner?
Out of them two?
Yeah.
I mean,
Icardi.
right now,
Icardi.
Icardi, but like, it
chance,
depends when it is. If you want to, and also their idea, like, I always thought that Messi would go back into the Iniesta role, but now they've got Arthur, and they've got Coutinho, and they've got Dembele, and they've got Malcolm.
Arthur's been really impressive. I think, at the start of the season.
So then you start to feel that attacking midfield area is actually quite crowded for options, and maybe you say, you know what, instead we're going to play Messi as a 9, like. You know, it'll be a fluid front three, but you know, maybe that's what you do. I don't know.
It's a pretty good problem to have, playing Messi at 9.
Yeah. I mean, they could always bring back Paco. They've got Paco Alcácer, who's out on loan and banging goals.
Actually. How old is he?
He's 25, I think. Now.
That's not bad.
Yeah, they got him very young from Valencia, and he was great at Valencia. Actually, great, really, really good. And then they just parked him on the bench, and it was kind of disappointing because he could have gone to an Atleti or somewhere and probably been great. I wanted Arsenal to sign him at a certain point when he was 23, but you know, you don't always get what you want, Oba. Who do you want? Because you don't like Morata.
No, you know what it is.
So who would you like?
No, you know what it is. I backed Morata when he first came here. Like I was saying, he's better than Lukaku, better than Lacazette.
You have to do that.
But I genuinely meant it.
I wanted Morata over Lukaku originally.
I think he'd have been quite a good fit for United then.
Bang it.
How's he not
always leaning back, man.
Mate, look at Dybala. Dybala's just run half the length of the pitch for literally no reason.
Yeah, they buoyed him.
Yeah, what a break, 3-on-3. You know, they've played it quite well, United's defenders, until that moment when Smalling went across to help Lindelof.
It's the last person. No, but yeah. What's his name? Morata's good. Like, the thing is with me, he has to prove it now. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Because, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Last season, when he wasn't scoring, like he had a good run at the beginning of the season, and then he just wasn't scoring. And I don't mind if you're not scoring, because Costa wasn't that great. Like I think he had one season when he got plus 20 goals, But his work rate and work ethic that's all I need. Just work. Morata last season was just going down after every challenge. Like he'll get bumped and he'll be staying down. He's like, come on, man.
You say that, but no one committed more fouls at Chelsea last season than Morata. He was in the top 10 in the league for fouls because he was trying to make tackles and interceptions. No, but I mean, same as Firmino actually.
But I mean, like when he's getting challenged, like he wasn't actually like
where he goes down and complains.
Yeah,
that used to annoy me about Giroud.
It's just like, come on, you can't go from.
Who's that? Herrera? No, it's Herrera, I think.
Oh, sorry, Ronaldo free kick.
For a moment there, we thought someone was going in the midfield.
So Herrera just pulls him back.
But also play the advantage, and book him afterwards.
Yeah, word.
Oh, here comes Hamill.
But also, he doesn't have that much of a run on him.
That is
right, lads.
If Ronaldo scores,
that's my impression.
Best moment of the night.
Very essential as free kick.
Wow.
Oh my God, huge bags of food.
Rate this so much.
Yeah, so we're still not sure what's happening, but it looks like it's going to be a free kick about 40 yards from goal.
Ronaldo's 100% going to bang this.
Ronaldo's going to...
He's not going to bang it. He's not going to...
He's going to hit it.
He's
going to shoot, but it's not going in.
It'll be better than mine.
What, the hit the car park?
Yeah. That was so mad. I don't even know what I was thinking, I can't lie.
It's another reason to go and watch the FDFC game.
Yeah, go watch that if you haven't
watched it. One of the all-time great free kicks.
Yeah. Almost went in as well.
Don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
There's chips being dispensed.
We might want to clear the table. Yeah. There we go. Get that out of the way. Look at all this stuff you've got on the table, mate. You've made yourself at home.
That is not mine. I don't know who's that.
Who's that? Oh, I think it's Hamill's from the podcast.
And the thing is, that's how I even stepped up. And then one of the players was like, why are you stepping up like Ronaldo? I was like, you watch.
Oh my God, he's
No,
actually
Jackie is gonna hit
he's
this.
so far out.
Daddy is here.
Wow. So what do the numbers say on the side? They should be chips for everyone.
Fantastic. There you go, guys.
Everyone ordered chips, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Just have to
Oh,
split
yeah.
the chips open.
I feel I've got a barbecue coming.
Barbecue.
No, that's all right, mate.
There's a. Don't know what that is. Doesn't say.
I've got a chicken one, I think.
Josie. Hot chip.
That's mine.
Oh my days.
Who's got a Jose?
I've got a hot chip.
I got a hot chick as
You
well.
as well.
Is this
Oh,
you?
it's-
Is that?
Harry Gold.
It's got beef. Is it got beef in it?
I don't know.
I guess mine.
And a hot chip.
Oh, well maybe.
I just got a burger that had beef
One
and
of them's yours,
cheese.
bro. Yeah, well, that's yours.
I mean, I have no idea what's what, to be honest.
Mate, I'm happy with E1. So.
Do you not have chips, mate?
I did order a chip.
Ginger beer. What ledgers ordered that?
How are we? I think we're a chip
I'm
short.
so annoyed because I actually didn't see the
we've
ginger
got
beer.
just
Yeah, we're just
eat.
gonna have to share them.
What's the matter with you?
To be fair, my burger's a little bit misshapen.
This is hot sauce. This is definitely not my burger.
What was yours? What did you order?
With Diet Coke in there?
Like literally a normal bacon cheeseburger.
Sweet.
I can't believe this, man. You know what's so funny? Pogba gets so frustrated when
Let me in.
Matic and Herrera on the ball, you know. Like,
Yes.
every time they don't pass it to him, like,
Is there
he
a
has a
regular
stop.
bacon cheeseburger? What's happening?
Oh,
I've got somebody else's.
Oh, is that regular?
I don't know. It's got onions
Food mix up.
and salad and
Mad.
shit in it.
It's not very helpfully labelled, is it? Here we go.
I don't know, mate.
20 minutes
I
there.
can't help.
Ah,
Just
poor.
look inside it. That's the easiest way to discover. Stop discussing it.
Apologies for the masticating over the next 5 minutes. It's going to be unbearable.
Mataron, Fellaini. Ah, Fellaini.
Of course.
Yeah,
I
he's
like-
always going to come on.
I'm out as well.
Regular bacon
Who's
cheese.
Fellaini coming on
Yeah.
for? Alexis.
Alexis.
This has got like.
So
other stuff
Fellaini
in
up
it.
top by
No,
himself.
no, Rashford.
Help yourself.
The matter wide. Man like
Did you say
Zizou.
Fellaini came on for an Axis?
Yeah.
Well, is there an extra portion of chips there?
Who did Rashford come on for? though? Lingard.
Yeah, Lingard.
Sorry, Dorman. Let me know if you want me to sling you some chips, mate. So kind
Yeah,
of.
Rashford's gone. Oh, Rashford.
What did I
You can
miss?
see that.
Rashford almost banged it in.
So we've got our food. It's the last 10 minutes. Pretty big. That final 10 minutes in the for Manchester Manchester United's European campaign. We're spitting chips everywhere, and this is chaos.
To be fair though, we can still lose this, and it's still in our hands.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need to beat Valencia away.
Yeah.
But did someone
I think
just hit
that's
my
quite-
burger?
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
quite
doable,
possible.
but we made enough to move it when we played them at home.
No, they've not started the campaign as the Valencia who finished
Yeah.
the last season, haven't they? But
Yeah. Interesting one. I don't know. I mean, the Champions League is yet to kind of catch fire.
oh god.
Like in the group stage, I think.
There hasn't really been a classic yet, has there?
No, maybe when Liverpool goes PSG, we'll get that.
Yeah, I was going to say Liverpool's opening game. PSG was pretty. They're Dorman's chips, buddy.
Sweet.
Cheers for bringing those down, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Behind the scenes action.
Behind Zena Atkins.
Yeah. Oh god.
Shout out to Mike and Sonny who are running our Twitter. Oh god, it's my finger in some hot sauce. Our Twitter pages today. Get at them, and you are likely to get a response. Oh, that hot sauce has a lovely little kick. Nice. I'll definitely be dipping in that. Is that yours? Is it, Nico?
I don't know. It's just appeared.
From
nowhere.
nowhere.
Oh, it's made here.
Let me get some.
Some.
Chips are kind of dry. I can't lie.
James, are we unbearable to listen to right now through the headphones? Is that all right?
He doesn't care 'cause he's chewing too.
Right, we're doing about screenshots.
You what?
Screenshots. Is that something we do?
Screenshots.
Mm.
Who's asking about
My
screenshots?
wife is round number one. We do screenshots.
Oh right, okay.
What of us eating?
Cheers, bro.
What do we?
There's something on Twitter we do, don't you?
I think it's just
Oh, they're setting up shop.
like we do a little freeze frame, don't we? Send us this freeze frame for something. Well, yeah, we'll think of something last 10 minutes.
Oh.
I love that he's called us out like on something we don't realise we do regularly. Excellent. Excellent work, Brighton fan number one. If every fan was as committed as you, I could retire tomorrow. Slash one of you would find us and definitely kill us. Right.
I don't get how United have been in both of these games in the last 10 minutes.
No, they're more the proactive side now.
It's absolutely insane. Like
they've had this in the locker the whole time.
this is the danger of the way that Juve play, because they defend so much. Like you can just like get a freak goal.
And they're definitely going to bring on another centre back.
Allegri's been so annoyed this season. He's cut such an agitated figure on the sideline. Like he's actually finding it at the start of the season very frustrating, and the teams have been
They're winning. They're winning every game.
But I think just the general way that Juve are playing, the margin of victory, like they had to grind out quite a few games at the start of the season. The fact he has to find a new system for Ronaldo, which has meant accommodating, Dybala, re-accommodating Dybala, and then leaving out Bernardeschi. But I don't know. He's in the game I watched recently. He didn't shake the opposition's manager's hand at the final whistle. He went down the tunnel, really annoyed. But interesting. God, this is good, man.
Well, did everyone get the same burger except for me?
No. Talking of good, City winning 5-0.
5-0, Mahrez.
How many times did you guys lose at FIFA 5-0 at university and then have to write your friend a letter?
Who loses?
That was the worst thing.
Who loses FIFA 5-0 at FIFA?
Write your friends a letter.
No,
There was a thing on
the
Facebook,
culture was
wasn't
that you
there?
had to post like an apology to
That was
them
one
on
of the rules,
Facebook. It was embarrassing. As in, like, people who did it was embarrassing.
I did it. It was good fun.
Yeah. Not the first time you've been embarrassing.
Can't believe it.
7-0 was a phone call home. You had to apologise to their parents for wasting their son's time.
That is funny.
My roommate Sean was absolutely lethal on FIFA. I remember we did the Edinburgh Derby, Hibs versus Hearts, and he was beating me 3-0 at half time. And I said, I think I was Hibs, and I said that's because Hearts are significantly better. So we quit the match, swapped teams, and he was beating me again 3-0 by half time. So I turned the console off and sulked. Yeah,
I've done
fond
that.
memories. Just buying us some time really while reading.
You do love a good sulk, though. If something doesn't go your way, you go straight into your sulk.
Wow.
Right, is it the truth's coming out now?
Want to, God, please, mate. Reel off a couple of examples. I think I take a lot of shit. I mean, the volume of shit I have to take is quite sizable. So justify the sulk every now and then.
Oh, Rashford in the wrong place.
This is what I'm saying.
Bangers.
Don't do that. Did you say bangers?
I would have banged it. I can't lie.
I mean, you'd have shot. I'll give you that. No, you're not actually that selfish.
Thank you, Pat. Man.
Not as selfish as you think.
Thank you, Pat. Certain men think I'm selfish.
Oh,
Not naming any names.
you're looking at me. Well, having been one of the people that's actually played with you on a week by week basis.
Go on.
That was nice.
No, that's a foul.
Oh, promising position.
Hey, don't do too much, bro. And then that's about.
McCubbin hadn't spoken in some minutes, but
No.
he was certain this was a foul.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm really good at calling. If it's definitely a foul, I'll call it.
Oh. Could have gone anywhere.
Marshall loves those dribbles, man.
I still think my 2-1 prediction is maybe on the cards.
Oh yeah.
Here we
Oh,
go.
Pogba, please score this. Oh, Young,
Matter,
what are you
Nah,
actually
this
doing?
Matter,
Pogba
man.
wouldn't have it this close in, would he?
No.
Why Matt's taking this?
Wrong one.
Every time I watch AC Martial, I think he'd be great for an actually good club.
Yeah, he
You know?
would.
What,
So
he's
good.
wasted at United?
Well, wasn't there a rumour that
He
Chelsea
is.
wanted him in the summer as part of a Willian deal? That would.
I would have done.
sick.
I would have been
Spurs
happy
want him
with.
as
I would have
part
been
of
happy
the
with
deal
that.
as well.
I would
Both
have
of
been
those
so
would have
happy
been
with
great.
that.
But actually, Spurs look kind of like they're okay for wide forwards.
Gets away from that Ashley Young.
Oh my days! Matt,
What? Matter! McCubbin's 2-1 prediction is
He's
on!
always getting bins, man. What's
The
wrong with this
super
guy?
sub. He's so good from free kicks,
Oh.
close range.
Yeah,
he
he
can
is.
get up and down
Unbelievable.
so well.
I love how they just hang in the air and then just. Oh man.
Come on, McCubbin. Get him
Yes.
Marshall,
It's not been
Come
a
on.
good game, but the goals have been incredible.
Yeah.
that is.
there. I
That was such a good dummy from Young as well. It really looked like he was going for that. Oh,
quality.
Don't say that.
beautiful.
That was such a good free kick, you know. Chesney is
Juve have
always
been
getting
camping,
body.
they've been inviting pressure on. Now they've got a goal. The momentum is with Manchester United. Could McCubbin, Mystic Mike's 2-1
Here we go.
prediction come in? Did you vote for 2-1 in the comments below? We're going through the hashtags later. Hashtag Mystic Mike. Will it become,
I'm not even Mystic Mike.
If it comes in, we're going out.
Mystic Mike's had a day off.
will it come in? Almost choked on a shit.
Never go out.
I'm down.
Where McCubbs can get me that.
Predict other things.
Oh, is this yours?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Did you predict the Democrats winning the...
Midterm.
I didn't actually.
That's a very safe prediction, though, isn't it?
Limmy told everyone to put their house on the Republicans getting it. Quite funny.
Wouldn't have said it, though, didn't it? Anyway, moving on. Let's move on. Man United go up to second, changes the complexion of the group massively. So, be a very good point away from home. But I think Manchester United a bit hungry for more, made some attacking substitutions now. Balls to the Wolves, final 5.
Juve always do this though. They actually bring on the pressure.
Yeah, normally they can handle it, though. And to be fair, I mean, if a guy puts in that free kick from there, you're kind of like, fair enough.
Who gave away the foul?
Not
sure.
Can't remember.
Might have been Quadrado.
Tries to be too clever. Oh my good God.
Ref, that's a foul. Bangers.
Nah.
Tried
So
to come
hard
across
to
that,
do
didn't
that.
they? Yeah, really difficult technique. But I've backed the ball, let's pull it off.
They've been quite unimpressive in both of their games against United, Juventus, to be honest. They've been the better side in both, but they haven't really been good. I mean, though, to be fair, they quite like a boring game. They're quite good at creating a boring game and winning it.
The chicken burger's unwieldy, man. It's massive.
Apologies to anyone at home, by the way, because I'm pretty sure when that goal went in, I did say "come on" directly to the camera with a load of food in my mouth. But
You're quite well managed generally, though. So I mean, it's not a pattern of behaviour with you, so it's fine.
cheers, pal.
Right, it's all right.
Wait, did I called a draw though?
It is 1-0, I think. you said.
I called a draw.
Jesus.
I actually called a draw.
Every day with you.
No, because you always
Yeah,
try
I
to
was
discredit
actually
me.
right though. I was actually right though. All right.
Well done, mate.
You're also
Thanks, man.
you're
Thanks,
also
man.
a
Appreciate
you're
it.
also a clever man.
Thanks, man.
Well done.
I appreciate that, bro.
You've got glasses and everything.
Right, here we go. This is it. This is it, boys. Ashley Young from his favoured left side.
If this happened,
If Fellaini had
be
this in,
incredible.
2 set pieces.
Fellaini's gonna score.
Oh, is he
Oh.
off?
Good ball.
Oh, oh my God! That's a foul.
Is it
It's a
standing?
foul.
Is it
It's not on
standing?
there.
Has that been given?
Is it?
Oh my God.
Is it count?
No.
It was proper.
No,
Oh
what's
God, the
What's
suspense.
going on?
The suspense.
And what, are
What's
they
happening?
celebrating or what?
Right,
Yes!
go. Oh my days.
Yes.
Oh
You
my
can't
God.
What's going on?
Next year's VAR in the
it's a
Champions
goal.
League, right?
Why don't they change the
my
score on
God,
the screen?
what is going on?
Mad.
Confirm it on the screen.
Please.
Got McCubbin out his misery,
They're
man.
celebrating.
taking
They're
off.
celebrating, surely. No,
He's
come
off.
on.
Pogba actually scored.
In the second phase.
No, it's off Bonucci.
it's Bonucci's no goal.
And goal.
Is it OG?
Yeah.
I thought
There's a bit
Pogba
of
shot
nodded this
Pogba.
in.
No, it comes straight off Bonucci's face.
Nah.
Oh!
Oh, and
If
Alexander
United
Isak.
overturn this,
Oh,
absolutely
Chesney, what are you doing
incredible.
there? What's he actually doing? Did you see
That is
that?
weak. Well,
I mean,
he's dropped it right on the sweet
That
spot.
is
hasn't
I
he?
don't know
poor,
what
man.
Chesney. I feel like. I mean, it's hard, but he could have got this.
He could have
Look
got
at this.
that.
Grab it.
That was great
What's
from Bonucci
that?
there.
At
That was
least
phenomenal
calm
from
out.
Bonucci.
What, getting that in?
What?
Scoring from there, you mean?
Mystic Mike, you know.
Missed him like 2-1. There we have it. Comes full circle. Just
That
like the
is so
postman.
mad.
I said it was coming
Always
just before that
delivers.
massive free kick as well.
Very good from
Do you know how mad that is?
Crazy stuff. What a performance from the boys.
Offside.
I lost half my burger in celebrating that.
Fair enough.
So they're trying to see there if Fellaini's touched the ball because
City
he's offside, but
6-0.
it actually doesn't matter.
2-1
If
Manchester
he's
United.
offside,
Wow.
he's interfered with play.
Oh, wow.
Good. You know what? I was going. No, I was
Alright.
not going to say good for them. Like they don't deserve it at all. Horrible,
6-0.
horrible team.
6-0 City.
Jesus hat trick, innit?
Against
No,
Shakhtar.
the story's no longer City, boys. All right, 2-1.
United came back.
That's
That's
crazy.
mad.
That is
man.
mad, you know.
The story's
That's
up.
Spirit
mad.
of 99.
That is mad.
The story's the
That's title.
concurrent viewers right now.
The spirit of 99.
And if you're not a subscriber, then please click the subscribe button below and get in the comments because we're still taking your questions.
Oh.
Oh,
my
my goodness.
Oh, reminiscent
God.
of Porto there about 10 years ago.
I love it when Bonucci scores, man.
Oh, was that Bonucci?
He's so good,
I thought it was
man.
Ronaldo hit it.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause they do-
Bonucci's never scored a non-banger. Look at that.
No, Juve
Chris
asked for
Smalling
this though.
acting like he knows what defending is.
Bonucci there, trying to
But
go
Juve
0-0.
missed 2 certain goals. Like Quadrado in the second half,
Yeah.
in the first half.
How are you gonna bring? That's what I'm saying. You bring him on in the last
There's
4
no
minutes.
time, man. There's
Who's
no
coming on,
time.
Mandzukic?
Should've brought
Yeah.
him on earlier.
They should have brought him on when it went to 1-1.
Mm.
There were like a couple of minutes there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it was like 1 minute ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, they could have just like literally done it as soon as it went to 1-1.
yeah.
You know.
I've got a little stat here.
Go on. Come on.
Before this game, so the last time Man United came to Juve was back in 2003. United won 3-0. I think it was in the second group stage of the Champions League, back when they had the second group stage.
What time?
And since then, Juve have only lost 1 game at home in a group stage in the Champions League, or maybe in Europe.
Wow. Really?
So this
Since
is
then.
a collector's item.
So this is a correct time. If it happens, still 2 minutes to go.
Ah,
but
Smalling.
And you guys
I mean, they
also
lost-
know how
don't
to
want to
shoot.
jinx it.
Smalling getting
I
forward.
think it must be the group stage because they lost at home to Real Madrid last season, didn't they?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it must be a group stage.
Very impressive.
I'm just not sure whether it's in Europe in general or just in Champions League. But
More
either
impressive
way,
statistically than it is like in terms of Man United's actual performance.
nah, yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Like you're in the driving seat now to go through. You're going
I
to
feel
go
like this is becoming so. No one can really answer like what is Jose Mourinho's defining like philosophy,
What
characteristic, approach, but like your ability to come back from losing positions, almost like the doggedness, the
Has been
determinedness
good this
of
year.
this team is what's defining them at current. It's crazy, man. Like, how many times is this the second, third time already this season?
Yeah, I
In
mean,
the first
But at the
time.
same time, it's also because United always concede first.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean
That's
there is that, but you're not.
Oh,
you're actually
horrible.
not.
Oh, God.
Oh,
No.
go on.
I mean, oh god, what a cross there. Good defending from Lindelof.
Out.
Clear it. Don't let it bounce.
Don't let it bounce.
I knew you were going to pick up on that. I was waiting for that.
Oh,
mate,
come on,
I enjoy
boys. Yes.
Right, go on. Oh God.
Oh,
Miralem
that's
Pjanic
poor.
contesting a header in the middle of the park. It's not
Come on,
good.
Alex.
Oh my days.
Give
Uh-oh.
him, give him,
Don't
give
make
him, give him.
Oh, Rashid!
He's not gonna score. He's not gonna score. Oh my days! He's not gonna score. He can't score. I told you. Pat, what did I say? This guy can't score.
I still want the win. I
He
still want the
thinks
win.
too much.
He
Still
thinks
wanna
about
guarantee
it
the
too
win.
much.
Take a touch
man.
and hit it. Take a touch and hit it.
Where would you have gone there, Sam?
Think that.
Bottom right, man. The keeper's coming out. You slot that
Oh, no,
under
he
him.
was
Slot that under
down
him.
so early as well.
Yeah.
Good. He's out very quickly.
It's a decent
though, Chesney.
save.
Look how close he is when he makes that save.
Off the hip. Yeah, and he's a
Good keeper.
They're gonna keep that in the corner.
Martial did so well as well to draw the defenders,
Yeah.
so they literally had no choice.
I love
know
how
what?
I
Corner
love.
boys.
I love how Martial has saved Jose Mourinho. You know.
Oh, someone got cramp.
Like, I actually love it.
Football is cramp.
I love it. I love it. I've never got why they stopped the game for
No,
cramp.
actually,
Like,
no.
I know it's not real cramp, but like I never get why they stopped the game for cramp because
He
cramp's a
looks-
fault of conditioning. It's
I
not
can
real.
empathise with Matic so much now. I'm literally in that scenario at the 85th minute
Oh,
every
he's
game.
megged him a little bit.
You're in that situation at half
55th
time when you
minute.
the last one.
I mean, at half time I wasn't on the ground. That's my only saving grace, really.
Well,
I
actually were on the ground,
Actually,
I think.
I was getting stretched out. Yeah, I was getting stretched out.
Were you not referred to as a
By
wazzy-
choice.
Were you not referred to as a
You did love
wee
it.
sack of lactic acid
Yeah,
recently?
that was one of the best comments I've had recently. How much is a wee sack of lactic acid?
I think this one's gone you though.
How is Chesney actually?
This is so.
It's got to go right wing.
Yeah,
Ping it
so
out to
How
the
has
right wing.
how has this happened?
Oh my God, you idiot!
He's got to blow a whistle. Go, blow it.
He's blown it.
Fair play,
Yes.
Man United.
No,
Oh, yeah, blown it.
What's going on now?
Booking for
Booking,
Martial, I
yeah.
imagine.
flipping the ball.
I love Martial.
Oh,
Not just because we shit housery there at the end.
Yeah,
booting the ball
man.
away.
He's my type of player, man.
I'm not sure why there's been so much extra time there.
If they score
Please,
now,
no.
Go on, it'd be great if they scored.
good. That's got to be it. It's got to be it.
he's blown a whistle.
Yes.
Manchester United.
Come on, boys!
Right, I think we should stay around 5-10 minutes
Bring it
there
home.
because we'll probably have some decent concurrence. So let's just take a few audience questions, aim them all at Mystic Mike because obviously whatever he says goes.
Oh,
that is
Call the
shut up,
scoreline.
Mourinho. God, you're cooked.
Yeah.
I get a grip, man.
I
That's
love
what
that.
I'm saying.
No,
I like.
I kind of like that.
I like him, yeah, but come on, man. They're not even.
He's
He's
just he's a cartoon character version of himself now. I
Bonucci's
like that.
Bonucci's getting onto him though.
Yeah, but a cartoon character version of him would be a really good
Bonucci,
manager.
I rate that. Bonucci, don't let him. Hey, Bonucci, get on him.
Yeah.
Bonucci would kill Ashley Young.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Didn't Bonucci?
I don't know what
didn't
Bonucci- I don't know
run
what-
after
Hey, look,
Marcus
these
and
man
get
are
one
going to
goal?
get onto Jose.
but
Jose is
Inter-
so
in-
funny.
I think it's
Like-
Jose's still Inter at heart though, isn't he?
Juve
So,
fans
like,
give in.
Oh, yeah,
Juve fans
yeah,
give him a lot of
yeah,
shit.
But
yeah.
for
Bonucci
that.
was at
Yeah.
Inter. Bonucci was at Inter.
under him as well, wasn't it? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it? Yeah.
Possibly.
Briefly.
It might have been when
Yeah.
they sold him, but I don't know. Maybe he was.
He
maybe it was
loves
earlier than that.
headlines, you know. Like, why did he come on that pitch
You
today?
know what he doesn't like? coaching a competent defence
or
attack.
He's just building that siege mentality, mate. Look, United fans love it.
Yeah.
The players probably love it.
That's the one. That's great. I love it.
Do you remember when there was actually a contest about who was the best club in Manchester? Do you remember those days? Because I certainly barely do. I'm so glad City are bigger than you now.
I mean, I'm less nervous
Gerber.
now because at least it's just, it's just a thing. It's City are clearly the better.
I do actually
Whereas
know
in
what
like
you mean.
2012,
Well,
2013,
there's no
2014, I was still clinging on to it. It's just I've accepted it now.
I go into Spurs games now expecting us to lose, and when we don't, I'm delighted. So that's actually kind of nice.
The comfort of lower expectations.
Yeah, it's like emotionally less hurtful.
And I actually feel more comfortable gloating about like victories in the Man City.
Shithousing a 3-2.
I can't believe that happened.
I feel you.
Right, should we get a few
Anyway.
more questions then? Then we'll put this to bed.
CB 2014 has asked, do you think Martial will sign a new contract?
Hopefully not.
Where do you boys see him if he doesn't?
It'd be great if they didn't.
I think he could go to a big club, Like
I
a
think
big-
Atletico Madrid would be so fun.
You
for
don't,
him.
you don't think
That
it will
would
be
be
a big club?
No, I think he should.
Oh,
Bayern Munich should get him to replace Ribery.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
that'd
should.
be an
That would be-
unbelievable kick
that would be
for
good.
Bayern Munich.
That'd be crazy.
So total attempts on target, 3 apiece. So Juve largely restricted to
21
half
attempts in
effort.
total.
No, United
Only
played well.
54%.
United played well, slightly.
Yeah, though, to be
Only
fair,
really
I
the
mean,
last half
2
an
of
hour.
those attempts not on target were huge chances that
Yeah.
they just shanked.
Yeah.
Last 15-20 minutes though, they just invited United
Yeah, but
onto them, and
They set up
United
the
have
play
that
for
weaponry
1-0
up
win.
front, don't they?
He
That's,
always
it's
does that,
It's
though.
a little bit
Yeah.
surreal, man. Like, I don't know what's just happened because Juve were managing that game so well for 60 minutes, but
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
he
still
got
going to
off
win
that
the
Ronaldo
group,
goal.
but United are now going to go through.
Yeah.
That's very good for them. Unless something
man.
catastrophic happens against Valencia.
Hopefully,
I mean, that would be good.
hopefully that would be
Right.
amazing.
got
Yeah,
a
but
couple
then
more questions, Tom.
Then they come to the Europa League.
I don't want that.
There was a question here about who should Juve get in to replace their ageing defence.
That's
Ooh, I
really-
mean, they've
really
got
difficult.
Daniele Rugani already, who's supposedly been coming through for like the last 3 years.
But that's about it now. With Caldara going, like it's a bit rough. I
They'll
mean,
get the wall.
Benatia will tide him over
Napoli.
for a while, but it looks like they're going to sell him. I'd have
Koulibaly.
thought.
No, Koulibaly.
He's too old, man.
Koulibaly's 27, I think, man.
Yeah,
No,
might
but
be
they'll
28.
sign him. Just
He's going to
because
cost
I don't think they
anyone
will.
70 to
I don't
100.
think they will.
Literally.
Really?
Just
I think they'll buy.
depending on what league they're from. Well, they rejected a bid of 70 from Chelsea, right?
I don't know.
yeah.
They probably have options on a bunch of young Italian defenders now, but almost certainly they'll go out and buy 1 or 2 in the next couple of seasons.
They'll find someone class from Atalanta, Fiorentina, or Torino. Torino and
Yeah, Milenkovic from Fiorentina, for instance, like 21-year-old centre back, looks fantastic. Probably him.
Torino and Atalanta have a better defensive record this campaign. I think Torino and Atalanta concede around 10 shots per game, which is pretty solid. So there's always defensive talent to be stolen from.
I could see them going to like a Dortmund as well and getting in a Kanji or a Diallo. I could see them getting, like trying for Pavard in the summer if he isn't nailed on for Bayern. And yeah, Milenkovic, like those kind of guys. They'll pick up the guys who are really good but at just sub-elite clubs. And like they do it relentlessly. They're the best in the world at it by a long, long way.
Can't believe that just happened.
What an ending. That was Sam's answer. Got a couple more, and we'll.
McCubbin,
We're off.
unbelievable from you.
Yeah,
Man of the match.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's called
Quality-
that.
quality
The
stuff.
gonads on the man. Unbelievable, Jim.
Question
just had a hunch.
from Ned Flanders has asked, who will be the next English Ballon d'Or winner?
Wow.
Sterling,
Foden.
if
It's
anyone.
not a bad shout,
Yeah,
Sterling.
so he's the obvious one, isn't he? The obvious candidate. Or Sancho, someone like that, if you want to be really bold. But Kane and Sterling are clearly the
Yeah,
outstanding
Kane, yeah.
candidates.
But at the same time,
Kane might be a
they
bit too
exist
old now.
in the same period as Alex Mbappe,
Ross
who still hasn't hit a ceiling.
Yeah, but say Mbappe sits
English
out,
Hamzik.
if
I
Mbappe say
feel
he gets an
that.
ACL injury and sits out a whole
I
season.
hear that,
To be
Yeah,
fair,
so the only way they can win it is by default, essentially.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, I mean, that happens. Like, people win awards because like a player gets injured. The weird thing about Messi and Ronaldo is over their career, not only have they been amazing, but they're never injured.
That's true.
Like, so if say Mbappe got an ACL injury when he's like 23 and Raheem Sterling's like, I don't know, he's what, 4 years older and he's having a banging season at like 27, then you could easily imagine him winning it.
Christ, Sterling's 4 years older than Mbappe.
Sterling's the most likely.
That's
Yeah.
madness, you
to win
know.
a
And it
Champions
will
It's
League.
take 3
madness.
years younger than that.
Sorry, what was that, mate?
He's the most likely to win a Champions League as well.
That's
isn't
very
he?
true.
Hey,
That's a very
Sterling?
good point.
He's the most likely to win like a domestic treble, or no, well, not a domestic, like a treble in any given campaign. And when Ribery won was it a treble?
Yeah.
Ribery
He
should have
deserved
very obviously
it.
won it about 4 or 5
he
years ago.
deserved it, yeah.
Yeah, cool, good
I know,
answers.
wasn't that the year that Messi? Wasn't that the year that after Messi had scored like 90 whatever in a calendar year?
Someone could also get it for like a like a career Ballon d'Or or a career the best, in the same vein that Luka Modric probably got it this year for a stellar career.
It doesn't really exist anymore in quite the same way as the Ballon d'Or.
Question from Adam Templeman, from
God.
Michael specifically.
Go on.
Ooh.
Have Juventus had a shocker?
Juventus have had a shocker. They've had an absolute shocker there. They have. Moving
Straight
on.
from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just do a couple more.
Joey Leduc has asked, what player is the most important to their team's success in the Champions League?
In what?
As in, like, which player?
Most
Which
dependent
player?
on us- yeah, okay.
Oh.
Well,
Ooh. God, that's really difficult.
yeah, because I mean, there's less and less kind of one man teams now, I guess, than 2 or 3 years ago. You know, Salah last season, then Ronaldo at Madrid, and Messi, probably less so at Barcelona now.
PSG is still pretty dependent on Neymar, no matter how good Mbappe is.
Yeah.
Neymar last night created 4 chances, completed 7 out of 8 dribbles. Like, I mean, he was unbelievable. And if he's not there, there are lots of really good creators there, but I don't know if anybody there has just like that genius that like Neymar has.
I think if Napoli are going to do anything, then Insigne is going to really have to be at the forefront.
That's very true.
Dries
Yeah.
Mertens' numbers are not. They've been the decline from that supernova season. I mean, he had a great start to this campaign, but also had very limited minutes. He's been managed a little bit more, isn't he now? Time-wise, anyone springs to your lovely curly head?
Not really. I didn't actually hear the original question.
There's only one-man teams in the
Yeah,
Champions League that
euphoria.
you can think of.
One-man teams in the
Euphoria.
Champions. One-man teams in the Champions League. No, I feel like you've mentioned them. Have we talked about Messi in Barcelona? Maybe. To an
Yeah.
extent?
Always
Yeah.
a nail the shout. Go on. One last question then, Dorman. Make it a sterling one.
Maybe Inter as well, actually.
Oh,
Well,
Ricardo.
True, actually.
It's a good
Yeah.
shout, Sam.
Yeah. He scored 2 late winners, hasn't he? Or 2 late goals that have decided games.
Yeah.
In this.
Waffle Strudel has asked, who has had the bigger impact on the Premier League? Jose
Hold
or
on.
Pep?
What do you prefer, waffles or strudels there?
Oh,
Right.
What's the
Jose.
Apfel strudel.
What's the difference?
He's
They're
genuinely livid.
they're
You've let him
No,
down.
no, no.
They're different things.
Yeah, wait. As in, like,
What's the difference between chicken and beef? They're different.
You never had an
meats.
apple strudel?
Oh,
I don't
you're
particularly
mad.
like them, to be honest.
What are they?
You're
I
mad.
just prefer apple.
I have
straight
that
up
like
apple
every
pie,
Sunday.
but go on. So what we're saying, waffles or strudels?
Madness.
Is this the
Waffles.
last question?
Strudels.
Well, I'm going to go waffles.
Strudels
Both
go
good.
down though.
Both good, don't know.
Strudels.
I'm going to go waffles on the basis I don't know what a strudel is.
Dorman doesn't know, so let's just ask the question then from waffle and strudel.
Yeah, the question is, who has had the bigger impact in the Premier League, Jose or Pep?
Mourinho. 100%.
Yeah, over time.
Well,
right?
yeah,
I
but
guess
again,
it's
I
a
think you
question.
take that into, like, take out as a relative. In that
Was it
Pep thing,
impact
three-
or influence?
No, but then you can't really
Biggest
compare
impact.
it then. Do you know the impact that he had when Mourinho came in?
Yeah,
don't know
but,
if
yeah,
he
but
did
also,
have
but
a-
also Pep
Yeah,
has come.
huge
and
impact.
what-
He didn't have an impact in terms of changing the way the Premier League was, though. Like, he had an impact in terms of winning stuff himself, but the Premier League didn't like adjust to play Mourinho-style football. Whereas I feel like the Premier League is going more towards Guardiola type. You could equally say that's Klopp and Pochettino and all those guys.
But Mourinho did break up the United Arsenal monopoly though, didn't he?
Yeah,
Which
he
is-
did.
Which is
He
big.
did. Though at the same
then-
time, Chelsea was spending so much money,
Yeah.
and I think that was
Maybe
coming.
that's
But like,
And also, at the same time, Pep came in after 2 seasons and smashed every record, or
No.
virtually every record there is.
No, but Mourinho came straight in and did the madness. Pep had to.
Yeah, but he's at peaks and troughs, so you know, he's done brilliant things, but he's also like completely lost it. Finished 10th with Chelsea.
He didn't finish because he got fired. But
also,
Well, you know, yeah, but he got sacked because he was 10th.
yeah.
Got sacked for he was 17th, I'm pretty sure. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
so
Yeah, I
It
think it
was
was
17 still.
Mr. Mike spoken. So
Yeah.
is that it? Is that it?
Well, I mean,
Right, let's wrap it up.
I've never seen him do that as well, like with his teeth, like
Yeah,
kind of
that was
showing
a
as well.
proper
Very
caricature,
odd.
wasn't it? Just like a.
He loves it. He loves it.
He actually looked
I
like
don't even know what his reason was for
just
doing
fully like taking on the role of pantomime villain in
he
every
looked like,
scenario.
he looked like
Yeah, he
Gucci
rebels in
Mane, man. Like he really looked like him.
On that bombshell, that's Armchair Fans for this week, guys. Thank you for getting your comments in. Did you guess the scoreline correctly? If you did, then send us a tweet, and chances are you might win a kit. Send a screenshot of this, Brighton fan number 1. So everyone do a little pose. So I don't know, gun.
Are we still posing?
That was.
We should have all
You
done
said a quick pose.
We
man.
didn't give them
What?
enough time.
We should have all done the Mourinho teeth thing.
What? Do your best Mourinho?
Oh my God, is he wearing a black shirt, Lineker? Get out.
Anyway, Lineker is wearing a black shirt, and
Horrible.
that is his blacking out. So bye.
Bye.